See who up in here early. What's up with it? Hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't already. What a time to be alive. Great information. It's been a long week. It's been a long week. I've took some days off just to be fresh. Just to be fresh and don't be a clout whore. Press one. Be fresh minded. Understand where I'm going with my information. I don't know where everybody else going with theirs. I know where I'm going with mine. Press one. I've been doing this for how long? We've been talking about these Nazis in America for how long? What are we in? The time machine? What are we? How far back are we supposed to be? Hey, I always told you, stay within the confines of the 1900s. Don't go too far back into time immemorial. That's not what I'm concerned with. Make believe time. I'm here to talk about and find how we were destroyed. Remember, we were dealing with the reset, Tataria people. You know, the initial reason why we started questioning history. Hit that like button and subscribe. I want to give a shout out to those who in my Cash App early. Why not? Shout out to my man Taj, Bocat, Mrs. Simone Johnson, excuse me, Miss Simone Johnson was in here super early. And shout out to you guys because I do this. I don't have any uh, corporate sponsorship. The oil tycoons don't like me. YouTube don't like me. Press one, I can't get a monetized video without getting some type of copyright strike. And that's cool. I'll take that on the chin. Only thing I ask for, hit the like button. Support if you can. The Cash App, my cash tag is Gills Gang, and you know where the Patreon is. Shout out to y'all. People who support this broadcast. Today, I got some important news and this should be eye opening to a lot. Y'all know I've been looking for the great catastrophe that took people into a. This is pre 1933 under the codicil. It made it. I'm looking for an event so big. Press one that it will cause floods and fires all over the place, destruction all over the place, and I'm looking for that to be replicated over and over and over and over and over again per black community all over the United States. And I think I found it. Press one. I think I found it. Press one. Take a few days off to think, go over some information people send me. Make sure that people are up to date on what I'm actually looking for when I do this. Hit that like button and subscribe. I'm not looking for anything. I'm not looking to validate, the Magna Carta. That speaks for itself. I'm not looking for anything that consists of that time. I'm not looking for that. I know about that already. We're dealing with stolen legacy. I don't need no help, or didn't need no help looking that far back into me blood, mate. What I'm looking for is the fall. What happened? The reset. How did you go from heirs and freemen to debt bonds and slaves? That's the realm I'm living in, right? And what is this for 150 years of forgotten African American history? Why were we not fighting for America in the great wars in World War One and Two and all of these? These are the questions I'm asking. Waiting for those who are interested to give me the feedback. What up with it, Fletcher? Good to see you in the classroom. Good to see you out there. Yeah, so I'm coming on early. People who want the class, I'm here early online, 3 to 4 days out the week. I don't want too much information and I don't want to put too much. I don't want to move faster than we're supposed to, and I don't want to be looking back too far. Press one, we walking together. This is about reconstructing history the way we see it. Our story, since everybody else got their own Holocaust and their story of what they was doing in the Great War and World War One and World War Two. Press one, and everybody got their story, and we the only ones who's left out. You know why? Because even the historians think so low of you that they just call you a slave from Africa. Oh yeah, the 1900. Oh, you had to be a slave then because yeah. Press one. So they deal in time immemorial when you was a slave. They also deal in reality when your ass is a damn slave. They deal with you as a slave in the metaphysical, you as a slave. You's a black slave in time immemorial, and you's a black slave in reality. Press one. You get what I'm saying? And Lord knows you not black. This microphone is black. I don't look nothing as black as this damn microphone. Press one. What is this? What the fuck is this? Press one. I don't look half as black as this microphone. That's just shining. So this whole notion of we're just going to all get together and manufacture history and leave these people out so they never know who they are, where they come from, what they doing here, what happened. Then we got all these foreign North Africans pretending to be them who came over with us, so we gonna further fuck up their history. Press one. So I'm not only looking for something big to have been destroyed here. I'm looking for something that gives them the reason and the way to manipulate time. Press one. Atomic bomb type of shit. Press one. Now, I told y'all Washington was bombed. I keep telling y'all the Japanese story and World War I and II and all of this. They bombed the shit out of America, what you call America. This wasn't America back then. I know this was Great Britain like a motherfucking. Press one. This is Great Britain like a motherfucker. Oh yeah, this is part of the original. Press one, King George, and they granted this. This is amazing how they can just hijack history and disregard the founding fathers while promoting the founding fathers to you through propaganda. Not on paperwork. They got you living by contract in debt by paperwork. Shout out to the Constitution. Press one. They don't want nothing about them Bill of Rights. But we going to get into that. We going to get into that, nigga. They don't want nothing about the Bill of Rights. I told you it's God's law. God's law is perfect. There's no reason to amend a law that gives freedom. Press one. There's no reason to do that unless you're part of a corporate, constitutional, land-grabbing, stealing, federal, Russian, Tsar, Japanese, Polish, Switzerland, Australian, Norwegian, press one, invasion. Press one, and I'm going to prove it. I've been proving it this whole time. This whole 2 years we've been walking in this light, and y'all ain't even noticed. We already did it. Press one. We already did it. But I'm just here to explain it all. We already did it. So when we get to the meat and potatoes, you'll be able to understand their language and reality. Their language and reality. Shout out to my super chat. Who is that? Always leave a message, Arakan. I know you don't like to leave no message. Shout out to you with that $50 super chat. Because you already know. You know I'm truthful. You know, I was trying to figure it out and take my time. And I'm still like, am I 100% right? Damn. You know? Because it all come from here. You feel me? It's all come from here and here. So I'm like, man, ain't no way I can be, even me, there ain't no way I can be this damn right. But lo and behold, it always unveiled itself that fucking Kev said this shit already. So I've accepted that. I say it, and it is what it is. I'm not caught up in media. Y'all see, I wake up with purpose. My purpose ain't Lil Durk. My purpose ain't what's going on and who's snitching and who cares. That's entertainment shit. We can do that later. When you wake up, you got to wake up with a reason. You got to have a reason to live, to believe the way that you believe. Motherfucker just walking around trying to believe. No, nigga, I'm letting you know why I believe this. I'm not just talking. Press one. A lot of people need to stop coming around me thinking that they taking something from me because they leave me messages that say, I don't fuck with you. So what? Press one. I didn't lose no power because you wasn't fucking with me. So what? In fact, I grow more and more when you motherfuckers is not fucking with me. Press one. So don't fuck with me. I'm just nice. I was waiting on you to come around. I thought blocking you motherfuckers on every social media I had was enough. Press one. But no, not the distraction. The distraction got to come around. Press one. And I don't want the distraction. Press one. It ain't good enough for me. Press one. I don't want it. If you smell, I don't want it. Press one. Let me tell you again, I don't want it. Listen, ever since I put them 20s on them rims, my vagina rate went do 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 do. I don't want it. Press one. I don't want it. I'm not losing nothing. In fact, this shit is a distraction. I don't want it. Press one. Stop bothering me. I don't want y'all little silly. Every time I'm away off this internet, here y'all come. Hey, Kev, look at this. Look at me. I don't want to look at you no more. Press one. I don't want to look. No, I don't want it. No. You see what I study here? You see how my faith and my stuff come to life? Nah, that's an illusion. Press one. Man, that's an illusion. Press one. I don't want it. But all that later on, Caro at night. Stay tuned. I don't want it. That's the name of my live stream tonight. Press one. I don't want it. Press one. There's nothing you can do that can help me with this. You feel me? Listen, ladies, listen. You can't help me with this. This is a man's job to break this shit down. If you a woman and you can't understand and feed this back and regurgitate it back and put some scripture to it and whoopty wop my goofy ass, then I'm not for you. I'm not for you. Stop thinking I'm for every one of you. I'm not. I'm a delegate. It take a special somebody to get to me. Press one. It take a special somebody to get to me. I didn't live the harsh life of being out in the world my whole life. I didn't live that life. Press one. That's why I look good. That's why I stay young. Press one. I didn't get that opportunity. 20s and 30s. Press one to be out clubbing. Press one fucking on everybody. Press one. I didn't get that. I had to study. Press one. I was studying. I didn't get that. I'm sorry for your luck. Press one. Back to reality. I just wanted to advertise my tonight show. That's it. That's it. Caro at night. That's it. 1:00. My night shows start when the PM starts. 1:00. Press one. I can't come back at 8, 9 o'clock. I'm sorry. I'll be asleep. I be getting my beauty rest. Press one with my avocados in my eye and my, you feel me? My guacamole on my face. Press one. My mask. I be getting my beauty rest while the world is just acting a fool. I respect that. Y'all keep going. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. I ain't tripping. I teach every day. Every time I come up here, I'm teaching. And I do better when y'all leave me alone. I do better when you leave me alone. No. Press one. Bowcat. You got to tell them, Bowcat. No. No means no. Press one. I got to get on the air. No. I don't want it. Press one. Hey, right now. Oh, I just want to see what you need. I don't need nothing. Press one because you want something. I'm not giving you nothing. Press one. I ain't got nothing for you. Press one. I'm just thinking of a way to support what you got going on. No. Press one. No. It's all y'all support black people. People support come with a fucking. They just come with a motherfucking reel and fucking a hook and gotcha, nigga. No, I don't want it. Self-made. I'm cool. I'm cool. I don't want your little hooks. Press one. Y'all don't even got God on y'all breath. Mastering the art of the mind. Nothing. Everything is fucking imaginary love. Press one. And Melissa, tell him, leave Kev alone. Wakanda forever. No. Press one. No. Go mess with some other male, unconfident YouTubers who need help with your type of confidence building skills. I don't need it. A woman who can help me wake up and come to this conclusion. Time and history and God and scripture. Press one. Modern women don't know nothing about that. They don't know nothing about that. Research? No, I'm trying to go out and spend some money. Research. It's time to get back to my study. Get back to my studies. No. I don't want them. Trifecta. Men, stand up, man. I'm studying this stuff. You can't do nothing but make me some grits right now. Press one. You want to make a breakfast sandwich? Press one. I'm studying how we fail. I can be out there studying how to pimp. Press one, how to gang bang like the rest of these niggas Googling how to be the perfect gangbanger. Press one. No. I'm studying right now. Don't bother me. I got to tell their ass, damn, if I'm not studying, I'm playing video games about history. Press one. Y'all got to understand the outside world don't amuse me no more. That shit used you and kicked y'all the motherfuckers upside your head. Now, I didn't be used in the community. I wasn't out there being used by the underworld. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I wasn't taking part. Sorry. Shout out to you though. To you. No means no. Stop. Press one. Y'all don't understand. They be texting me, trying to jump in my life and then tell me, see, that's why I hate you. Stay out my life. And I got to remind them dummies. Press what? I was blocked you on every social media platform. I was out until you found me again. You see, they crazy. They live in their own McDonald's, Disney World, where they think they got a virtual boyfriend or something. Yeah, that's why you blocked. I thought I blocked you. Press one, you get through every time. Press one. Lord have mercy. That means no. If you're blocked, that means no. That don't mean I'm fighting. That don't mean I'm fighting my love. And I'm not fighting no love. No. Press one. You ain't got nothing to show. No history, no type of work ethic. No. Hell no. And when I was in the world, man, y'all be in trouble. I had 15 to 22 babies by all you single females with baby daddies and husbands at home. I'll be running through y'all like stupid. Press one, row. But I use my brains for this. I found some other way to work my trauma off. Press one, I found historical events. Now I'm be running through them. Why do that? Then I'll just lose my way. Then I'll let y'all down. Press one. I'll let y'all down. I'll be so all over the place, fucking all the hull, fucking everybody. It was you too. Come on, everybody. We going to Vegas. Press one. Hooray. Hooray. Press one. Be like Andrew Tate. Don't tell them all until we get there. Press one. What we all doing here? Well, ladies, press one. Something, well, it's crunch time. Press one, how much y'all spend to get here? Press one, I just want to let y'all know. Those of you who willing to stay, press one, you can stay. Press one. Those of you willing, just bag off the table. Press one. No, am I moving like that? No, leave me alone, G. Leave me alone. Carol at night, though. Come get it, though. Come get it. Come get it. Is it past 30 minutes? Damn, it's only been 18. Well, I'm going to start the movie at 30 minutes. Shit. I don't know what it is, bro. Chill out. God didn't make everybody for everybody. Press one. The ratio is 10 to 1. That means out of all 10 of you women, if I see one that got potential, I'm a lucky man. Press one. That I'm a lucky man. Press one. Because he who findeth a wife findeth a good thing. Press one. Fuck wrong with y'all? Y'all not finna change God's word to meet y'all horoscope. Press one. Get up out of here. I'm not doing it. You didn't change God's word to meet horoscopes meeting. Press one. No. It's 10 to 1. I mean, it's a bunch of y'all. Don't get this shit twisted. And y'all already know the Negro community is the dating pool. Woo! Y'all got some dummies out there. Press one. These men don't talk about nothing but sports and basketballs and shoes. And the famous rapper who said this. Oh yeah, black love. Press one. Don't forget about it. Black love. Oh my God. Lord have mercy. I hate it. I hate it. Every day I wake up, another damn distraction. I'm about to work on the most powerful show I can work on, and here come another distraction. Bzzz. What the fuck is this? Hey, look at me. Look at this shit, kid. Look at me, kid. All of us now look. Look at this shit. This shit. Press one. This is shit God's people got to go through. Hey, before you go any further, look at this. Press one. No. Get away from here. Press one. No. Hey, before you go out there, look at me. No. I'm tired. Y'all done wore out sexuality. Press one. Y'all done destroyed sexuality in fucking 5 years, 3 years. How long the COVID been going on? They done fucked it up. You find out everybody true intention. Shit, everybody just fucked up. You got people doing and saying things about children and shit. You know, what the fuck? You wake up out of a fucking dream. What the fuck is the way you doing? Press one. What the fuck is all these people doing? And I realized, look, this entertainment shit is nothing but social engineering. And why be a part of the negative when I can be part of the solution? Press one. If you can't be part of the solution, don't even. I'm not built up on attraction to you fine ass women that's out there. Most of you fine ass women crazy as shit. I don't care about your looks. One thing I've learned, I don't care about your looks or none of that. Press one, you ain't gonna be fucked up ugly though. But I'm saying though, you ain't about to be the best ugly person on earth, that's for sure. But you know, I am somebody. Press one, but nigga. Y'all beautiful girls and all that. Y'all the worst one. Y'all the worst one. Y'all gotta be seen and nigga, y'all always want a nigga to tap into his divine feminine and then destroy that nigga. Press one. I'm not tapping into shit. Press one. Fuck that divine feminine. Yeah, I said it. Kylie Ma looking ass. I said, fuck that divine feminine. But divine feminine ain't gonna do shit but make me lose some goddamn money. Oh, after I fuck up your life, man, I was out cheating all night, but I need you to get into your divine feminine. He's not into his divine feminine, but he's a divine feminine. What the fuck up? Give a damn about no damn divine nothing. Divine feminine mean come down out of your manhood and go all the way down to her imagination. That's what the fuck that shit mean to me. Press one. You better go find a hobby. Press one. You better go find something to do with your time. You know who putting that in your brain? Brother, Satan. Satan deals with low confidence and a brain that's just wandering around. Oh, I wonder, he didn't find you something to do. Go plant some roses or something. Wait for that plant in the back to grow. Go think about them damn plants. Press one, find a hobby. Press one, go get an encyclopedia and fucking look up how to plant and talk to plants and make the motherfucker come to life and say, hey, babe, I found out how to make this fucking plant. Motherfucking wave at you. Watch this. Wave at them. Plant the waving real slow. Hey, girl. See, they talk. But do something. Do something. You was weird before I met your dumb ass. You be weird again. But take this little mask off. You weird. We all a little fucking weird. Go talk to the plant. Press one. Most of y'all people out there cheating and shit and having these relationship issues because y'all ain't tapped into your imagination. Press one like me, how I come up with all this fantastic work. Press one, you're not tapped into shit. You tapped into an imagination. And if you don't tap in, you don't love me. I'm tired of this shit. Press one. I had too many sisters and aunties and growing up. I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that shit. I lose in the divine feminine. They want you to come to your divine feminine until you break yourself. I was a fucking asshole. And that's why I'm leaving you. Nobody want no emasculine ass niggas. Bitch, you the one who got me in the divine feminine and I'm lost. Best one. The fuck is this? Feelings. Ew. Best one. Fuck this divine feminine. Divine feminine finna get us fucked up and enslaved. Press one listening to these females. Cause they want us to be enslaved for welfare. Press one, they ain't trying to get the money. They don't want no responsibility. Press one, they want to be the lotus flower. Press one, they looking for this to come out their vagina. Poof! Ain't no magic trick finna come out that old dusty ass vagina. Sit your old dumb ass down. Press one, the lotus. This is your lotus flower, a burnt out ass vagina. Press one, nuclear burst. Poof! Press one. That's deity worship right here. All this deity worship is how your ass got your ass mentally enslaved and in debt, going right into communism. Press one. You like how I bring that back down to history, going right back into communism. Only KFRO can do shit like that. They got to do something like this to break y'all apart and have y'all working for a communist regime forever. Y'all see China flag? Communism. Communist. That's what you is. You a black Confederate. Press one. Communist. Red Cross entertainers. Red Cross entertainers. Press one. I slept with one person 2007. Lord have mercy. You slept with, oh, you been with the same person. Oh, bro, I thought you meant like you broke up. I was about to get you on a single show. I used to good, bro. Good. You slept with one person. That's what's up. That's what's up. I don't know, bro. I don't know. That's you get married, you settle down, fine. But I don't know. I don't know. Press one. I don't know. Today's women, bro, she got to be super right. Press one. I'm sleeping with one woman. What is this you say? One woman's and one. I don't know. King Hazy might have had an issue getting vagina coming up in the school. I'm gonna get this right here, and I'm sticking with it. I'm just teasing you, man. Shout out to you, man, and that excellent revelation. 2007. Press what? I've been holding it down with my baby. She must be watching the show with you. Press one, type it in. I ain't been sleeping around since 2007. She right there. Quit lying, Hazy. Quit lying. Say it, nigga. Hey, say it public in his chat room too. 2007, bro. Keep it at 100. So we ready to go? Yeah. All right. Quit lying, bro. Press one. You just forgot what you did. Go repent. I'm sure there's something in there that's gonna come out. Press one. There's something. Go repent. Watch. I bet you it'll come out then. Press one. Go give it all to God. You gonna remember the. Oh, and one more thing. And they got a closet by itself, looking around. One more thing, peeking out and just making sure baby mama, they be listening while we praying in our rooms. Forgive me for stepping out on my wife since 2007. I forgot I paid for that bitch when I went to Vegas. I forgot I paid. Forgive me, Lord. Why you scratching your neck like that when she the whole? Why you scratching your neck like this when you talk to me? No confidence, Lord. But that was me. And one more thing, Lord. Oh, yeah, I remember now. I did steal them lollipops when I was 7 years old. I mean, one more thing. That's the presence of God when you know you're there. Oh, yeah. Hold up. I feel like you're in court. But one thing, is there anything else you want to say to me when you leave this courtroom? Hold up, one more thing before I lay this judgment. Hold up. My neighbor's cat, bro, shot with a BB gun one time. The baby cat, I shot it. It fell off the bush. I didn't know it died. Hit him right between the eyes. I didn't know it died. I lied too and told him press one. It was a drive-by with BB guns. Like 1090 Jake. They shot my window, brother. I got the report right here. But it was really me. I did it. I told him hit that like button and subscribe to the Channel 54 Cairo University, where all bungalow students graduate. This is it here. This is it. Okay. Straighten up, kid. We in 29 minutes and 52 seconds. That was good. That was a good intro. 30 minutes of talking shit. I'm done. Cool. Oh. I gotta get that shit out. Okay, class. Okay. So what is this catastrophe that I'm talking about here? Each one of you, I want you guys to open up a another tab on Google and type in the Black Tom explosion. Press 1. Read it. I'm going to say it again. Open up a new tab. Go to Google and type in the Black Tom explosion. Press 1. You know, like Black Tomcat. Touch not the cat, but the hand, but the glove. Press 1. Let's get to reality. Okay. Type in. And I believe it happened in 1916. Press 1. Hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know when y'all all made it. So I'm going to show you my students who too lazy to open up a new tab, or maybe they at work, or maybe got something going on. I don't know. But I'm finna play this film for you so you will know according to what we doing here. Okay, I don't know what other people are doing, what y'all trying to figure out, trying to break away from this federal government. You can't. You're locked in. You understanding how it all works don't mean you finna play around with the federal government or get from up under them. Press 1. That's who you sold yourself to. Ain't no wishful thinking. I ain't been exposing this for you to be free from the federal system that you chose to contract yourself out of and make believe. I'm here to wake you up so you can come out of it. You can come out here. No paperwork to solve. There's none of that. Extra, you gonna go to the court. Anyway, you can't even do nothing. You black, first of all, so quit trying to lie to me. You black. I knew you was gonna lie anyway. Don't quit trying to lie to me, talking about what you gonna do and what you said. Just sit down. Press 1. You need understanding. You can't rush my process. It's KRO work. You can't rush my process. You can't take this from me. This is mine. You ain't take this. So we about to see exactly what happened in 1916. I said before 1933, but after 1898. All this other shit is a collection of time and theater of war, rearranging time to fit time immemorial, a specific narrative of history, so you never wake up, African Americans. All right? Hit that like button. So your religion is dead. That's what you worship. You worship Catholicism, which is Gothic, which is Antichrist. You worship and follow the rules commercially of the Holy See, the Pope. It's where the initial money, silvers and gold, was turned into nickels and pennies and quarters. Okay? So you haven't always had a fiat currency, African American. You had currency backed by gold, okay, and silver, and the minerals and resources from the land God gave you. And I'm not talking about an allegorical mystery God in your brain, lost wonder in the universe. Press, we're waiting on you to get your garbs right to make a grand appearance. I ain't talking about that. Press 1. I'm not talking about that. Nothing metaphysical, except only if it's the Constitution. That's the only thing metaphysical I'm dealing with. There's the damn United States Constitution. I was born into the Catholic Church. Good, Green. We don't need you to tell us. Good. We was all born into the Holy See. Press 1. We were all born commercial slaves. Press 1. So we was all indoctrinated with go to church on Sunday. Everything wrong. We was all indoctrinated wrong. But this is about the truth of the matter. Come back after the show, Kelly Green, and tell me what you think about this show. You got me? This is the truth of the matter. So we're gonna let when Germany attacked New Jersey play out. Press 1. Now, didn't I tell y'all you was invaded on the east and the west coast by Germany and Japan by the axis of evil? Well, this is when Germany attacked the East Coast. Press 1. And this is all before the invasion. You got me? This is all before the invasion. And all of this is time manipulation given 5 to 10 years plus our backward estimate. Time is a little fucked. But given the same time and space, we're right here. Press 1. We all know now, thanks to the Saddam Hussein war, 10 years, 20 years is all the same. It's all the same time era. They're giving history accounts as if, oh, and then 10 years went by and then we started World War II. And then Hitler came around, and then after that one, 4 years, 10 years after that, we ended up on this side of the planet. And then 10 years after that, when we here. All of these stories to confuse the black man's mind about who he is. And I ain't talking about no African, because Africa was developed, well, that's an incorporated state. So it's a soulless entity. And that's what you're claiming. You're claiming death, dead, everything that makes you irrelevant in law. That's what you claim. When it was the other way around, 120, 150, 200 years ago. Oh, well, excuse me, 200 plus years ago. Press 1. So let's take a look. That's what we're looking for. Pay attention to this video. Very, very exclusive. Press 1. This is right in the timeline. Then what we're going to do, never mind. I ain't going to show you what we're going to do. I can better tell you that I can show you. Well, I can show you better. I can tell you.
Of great eras.
Now listen.
History is full of great eras. Events of both good and bad. Romanticized by stories of spies, deception, terror, and wars. And then there was the day that a mega explosion happened basically under the crown of the Statue of Liberty.
You see that? A mega explosion under the crown of the Statue of Liberty.
Shaking the ground for miles.
Shaking the ground.
Today, we learn about America's forgotten bombing. I'm your host, Ryan Soka.
What type of bomb is this on the screen? Anybody know? This is a big ass bomb on the screen. Hit the like button and subscribe. Wouldn't you say? That's a big ass bomb on the screen. Press 1. Hit that like button and subscribe.
And you're watching It's History.
Look like a nuclear warhead, right?
Black Tom was an ammunition depot around World War I, which was blown up by German spies in order to block the ammunition supply to its opponents, Britain, France, Japan, and Russia.
In America. Now you got to listen to these words, okay?
Which was blown up by German spies in order to block the ammunition supply to its opponents, Britain, France, Japan, and Russia.
So they bombed America to block ammunition supplies delivered to who? Russia. Now, who was in control of developing? Stop. Who was controller of who was selling munitions at this time? Who was the big gun runner and trader who was serving both sides of the wars? Press 1. So Germany attacks America because it's servicing all of its enemies? Even Japan and Russia? Even though they're all communist democracies. Yeah, right.
Russia. The munition supply was a critical point as, on one hand, it put Germany, Austria, and Hungary in a weaker position, and on the other hand, it increased the power of their opponent. The supply also gave lots of leverage to America in the form of profits, leading to the almost inevitable conclusion. Though there have been similar incidents of fire and explosion to America in the form of profits.
Now, look at that. Turn your silver into bullets. Press 1. Ain't that how you kill a vampire? In better words, isn't that how you kill an immortal person? Get them to invest in war. You're absolutely right. Seek 7, J.P. Morgan. J.P. Morgan and Chase Manhattan. Thank you for that answer. J.P. Morgan was gun running and trading with the enemy. Remember we talked about this. So who's controlling all this? So you tell J.P. Morgan? Got it.
leading to the almost inevitable conclusion. Though there have been similar incidents of fire and explosion prior to the Black Tom incident,
So do your research. Is a lot of explosions and same blueprint of activity around that before and after. But this is very important.
prior events mainly occurred due to poor safety. As weaponry technology was relatively new, accidents were actually very common in the 20th century. So when the Black Tom explosion happened, it was initially considered to be an accident. President Woodrow Wilson had
Who? President Woodrow Wilson. There's our guy.
promised to keep Americans out of the First World War.
So he promised to keep Americans out of the First World War. But what happened?
Accordingly, experts and investigators initially dispelled any foreign involvement in the event, quoting, "They cannot be charged to the account of alien plotters against the neutrality of the United States."
Alien plotters against the tranquility of the United States.
Of alien plotters against the neutrality of the United States.
Makes sense.
However, it was an illusion for Americans to be perceived as neutral when Germany's opponents had the advantage of American weapons,
Now that's weird.
bringing us to the dawn of July 30th, 1916, the day of the dreadful attack against America. The perpetrators did not use foreign weapons, but they attacked America using its own weapons by blowing up its depot. It was early in the morning when the fire was first seen on Black Tom Island, a 25-acre point close to Jersey City, New Jersey, not far from New York.
See? New Jerusalem. New Jersey. Press 1. What happened to the old Jerusalem? Well, scripture tells you what happened.
Some of the guards fled, fearing the potential blast. Others summoned the Jersey firefighters in order to prevent an explosion. Yet it was too late, and suddenly it seemed that the whole world went up in flames when 2 million pounds of arms and TNT exploded.
How many? 2 million pounds. Hit that like button and contribute to this page. Gill's Gang. 2 million pounds. So, the bomb that dropped over Hiroshima was 20,000 tons of TNT. See what happened in your brain when I bring up Iwo Jima and the atomic weapon? See what happened? Iwo Jima. Oh, that was only. Oh, that big old blast only did 20 something thousand tons. Yes, this was much bigger. Talk about reset, huh? Talk about reset. I said 20,000 tons of TNT, Hiroshima. Did you hear what this person just said? See, your math, because you didn't go to math class, you was ditching around, it ain't really computed yet. They said the biggest explosion we've seen on camera that has scared the shit out of us since we was kids is only 20,000 tons. Meanwhile, the real explosion that had so much more tons, maybe quadruple, probably Think about it. So this had to be felt. This blast had to wipe out everything within a what? A radius. What are you giving a mile radius? We were talking corrupt cannons back in the day. What do you think this was?
Explosion measured 5.5 on the
Mm.
Richter scale, and it was felt by people in Philadelphia and
Oh,
the whole
it
world.
was 5.5 on a Richter scale. That's an earthquake. In Los Angeles, we get a 5.5. Please don't let this shit go to 7. Don't let this be the big one. We get a 5. What? That put cracks in our home.
World went up in flames when 2 million pounds of arms and TNT exploded.
2 million pounds. Where are all the dead people at? What happened to all the dead black people? I just take the skin right off a person. You be left with just bones every damn where. Fires everywhere.
The explosion measured 5.5 on the Richter scale, and it was felt by people in Philadelphia and
So it's 50 times bigger than Hiroshima. You hear me? 50 times bigger. Shout out to Cap. 50. Hashtag 54 times bigger. 20,000 tons is 4 million pounds. Well, what is 200,000 pounds? Can you see it? I'm not here to tell you you was a slave. I'm coming to tell you you was incinerated in the Holocaust. Got me? Let's continue on.
Maryland, who believed it to be an earthquake. Thousands of windows were shattered and buildings were damaged, especially in Manhattan and Jersey. Shrapnel showered vast distances, notably damaging the Statue of Liberty. After assessing the damage to the Lady of Liberty, the torch was closed for good. Property damage was estimated to be $20 million, which for the time was extremely significant, and incredibly, only less than 10 people lost their lives in this entire incident. According to Jordan Jefferson,
Yeah, right. But don't let these little numbers, because when it comes to you, numbers is only one person out of this many tons hitting the earth. Only 5 people. Oh, and a cat. And a cat and a dog. I remember because Miss Johnson down the street, she had a dog. And she would run up the street, the dog gone. So that one, count that too, if that matter. But what about the people who was there? White people. Black people. No, they weren't no black people. They were slaves. I'm a black person. Tyreek, come here. Yeah, we were slaves brought up over here in 1403. And it took us 400 years to get free. Plus one. They want to tell you what was already here. It messes up their Germanic Nazi comprehension beneficial program. Damn.
Jefferson's research at the Yale School of Law, Black Tom was not the first act of sabotage, but just one in a series of many across the country.
Many across the what? The country. Press one. Across the country. So we're looking at fires, napalm bombs, balloons, chemical warfare. Oh, this sounds like Ohio. Oh, you don't really know what this is. You bibbity bobbing your head to the beat, not understanding this is war. It's been war. You've been raised in war, and you're in need of help because you don't even realize the war against you. You thinking black men dying out here is because they need to stop killing each other. That's why I don't lose no power when people say they're gonna separate themselves from me. I only gain power, knowledge, and wisdom. That's it. My life never conforms back into the old. In fact, things of the past, I don't even want no more. Shit don't even excite a nigga. Press one. Intelligence, knowledge, and wisdom has become my best friend. Press one. That's my true flame right there. knowledge and wisdom. There are many destructions like this, sabotage. Remember the man in the high castle? Remember that show? And the white German boy pretended to be those black people friend, and what he do? He put all that TNT on the boat. And why is that symbolic? Because all the black people blew up. That's why. As soon as they took the money, it all blew up in their face.
Years leading up to the US's entry into World War I. The fact was that Germany sabotaged American munitions, which were about to be sent to Allied forces who were fighting against Germany. And
Now stop right there. Now stop right here. Now you see this. This is the mind frame I want you to see. You see all these flags? Now all of these flags were allies to Great Britain. But all of a sudden, by way of J.P. Morgan, right, history get polluted. Right, and they tell you, oh yeah, America was trading and Germany was upset. That's why they did this. All these people up here, there's a German flag up there. Most of you people are Germans and Russians. So how can Germany be mad at America for selling to Russia and the rest if y'all all the same damn people? There's only a few phenotypes on Earth. Maybe 3, maybe 4. Okay, all these little nationalities and groups y'all don't made up. This shit wasn't around 200 years. There was no Mexican 200 years ago. There's no such thing in Mexico. Only in your made up, drawn out, artistic whitewashing of history. There's no real map with Mexico. All these are incorporated takeover nationalities to confuse you. It's not real. As I tell people all the time, Mexicans, once Mexicans take that DNA test, they're gonna have the same genetic makeup as Polish people, Syrians. They're gonna have the same speaking Portuguese in Spain and calling it Spanish ain't finna change who you are. Press one. It ain't finna change who you are. There wasn't no Mexicans. They say Mexico built the pyramid. There wasn't no Mexican back in their time. I'm a Mexican building pyramid. There's not one Mexican artifact in no damn pyramid. Okay, so are you the Indian or are you the press one? Or are you the Olmec? Which one is you? Which one? But you see, Woodrow Wilson is connected to them all. And who's in the back? Not even in this photo. The bankers who's financing the whole war. Press one. Let me see. Let me see something before I start. Grover Cleveland signs over America's gold. J.P. Morgan. When did that happen? The Morgan bonds. We gonna get back to it, man. This is insane. This is insane.
its allies in World War I. Even today, the FBI states on their website, Germany's aim was to prevent American munition shippers from supplying its English enemy.
That's incredible. Because America, see, they don't want you to know. America and Britain, in Germany, were friends by way of J.P. Morgan. Press one. See, they didn't expect you to be woken up by Mr. Gillespie. Press one. They didn't expect me to wake you up. Remember, we loaned the first money to Germany, which went to the Allies, that's France and them, and it was supposed to come back on a loan basis. This is dealing with the Dawes and Young plan. This is in 24. So this is after the fact, but same general area. Now, if you go to Germany at this time and look up Dawes in Germany, it's the same thing. America gave us this. So why would this happen? Why are we giving Germany if Germany is doing this to us? Press one. Germany didn't attack France. Black people became French. And Germany attacked America and stole its resources in association with the czars. Press one.
The Black Tom explosion.
Now, this is the New Jersey Journal.
was a peak of German sabotage on American soil during the First World War,
Oh,
and it
look,
was
and it destroyed the city hospital. Can you say Red Cross?
impossible to ignore, but politically it was highly inconvenient. Although America was officially neutral during the outbreak of the First World War, Woodrow Wilson's strategy was to keep the country neutral. His re-election campaign
Now hold on. Who is this guy in the middle of your damn screen? See, this is why I did my series called Masters of Disguise. Because if this is the guy running against Woodrow Wilson, who is that? Teddy Roosevelt at a younger age. Like, who the fuck is that guy? Oh, we gonna get back to it. We gonna get back to it. Just because. Why not?
slogan went, "Keep us out of war." But business-wise, sentiment suggested a different reality. In early 1915, American munition companies contacted allies to sell their weapons. Ultimately,
What?
American munition companies contacted allies to sell their weapons. Ultimately, it intended most of its munitions to be sold to France, Russia, Britain, and Japan due to their purchase capacity. So was this
Now, wait a minute. Huh? This is why women on Cairo University history, the ones that stay in my DMs according to the subject, they own it. I gotta give it to Wakanda. They own it, bro. This don't make no sense. You go on to war because Germany attacks you for this. This is World War One. Then y'all fuck around and do it again in World War Two. It's like a replay.
neutrality? According to Kenneth T. Jackson, a Columbia University history professor, Black Tom shows that the United States was not neutral. The professor also stresses how critical American money and manufacturers were in the defeat of Germany. Germans considered Americans to be hypocrites, on the ground that, on one hand, Americans blocked dozens of German ships in U.S. ports.
Damn, so he agreed with me. Fucking hypocrites. Press one. You getting Harvard. Nigga, press one. Now I'm the urban harbor student. Nigga, I teach universities. Press one. Now look at me, nigga. Look at me when I talk to you. Hey, you in the back. Retarded cuz. Pay attention. Don't get to staring at these white presidents on the wall. That's all time immemorial incorporated Germans and czars. Press one. But look on this hat right here. Press one. You see, didn't I tell y'all that this hat was very significant to the Buffalo Soldiers? Press one. Didn't I tell y'all this was what they call Prussia? But if you look, it has the coat of the Magna Carta. Press one. See, it has the Magna Carta seal. Press one. Great Britain. It has, and it make you think, is this Turkish? No, no, no. They're dressed in your clothes. Remember, I showed you the Buffalo Soldiers garments. I'm one of the very few people who went out, and I said, "How did y'all become Russia?" Well, we became French. Remember, we French. Russian. We got kingdoms on all. It's called territory. It's called Great Britain for a reason. Press one. It's called Great Britain, and you were in Russia. You were here. You were there. You were there, and they just flipped by roles. But their costumes give it away. Press one because you got to know this is Buffalo Soldier. Now, you might be saying, "What the fuck the Buffalo Soldier is doing with it under the seal of the king on their helmet?" Does this mean they was fighting for Great Britain? Or nigga, because it's who you are, son. You're the English. You're the Great Britain. You're under the king, bro. You're a freeman under the king. And even though the king has died, this is immortal. This is forever and ever. If you've been following me, you know what I'm talking about. So you can't kill the kings and the noblemen. They take off all their garment and you put the clothes on and say, "Hey, what? This what they was marching like this." Remember? It becomes a circus. It becomes cosplay, which is great for the bedroom when you and your lady or ladies are having a blast, but terrible in politics and governing. They don't know, they didn't know, and they still don't know what they were doing and is doing. They don't know.
On the other hand, they did not stop selling munitions to the opponents of Germany,
Come on.
creating some rather serious resentment. Trapped on U.S. soil, they began plotting as they observed cargo ships taking munitions to Britain, France, and other countries. The American secret agencies were not as mature as we know them to be
Hold
today,
up. Taking cargo where? Let's go back. I need to go back.
creating some rather serious resentment.
Look, now you see the dog, right? All right, now, this is the black dog. You see that iron cross on his chest. You see the helmet. I want you to keep paying attention to why they made Hitler and the German Shepherd and the Doberman Pinscher the bad. This is bad. It's very bad.
Trapped on U.S. soil, they began plotting as they observed cargo ships taking munitions to
Trapped
in the defeat of
Wait a minute. What?
Germany. Germans considered Americans to be hypocrites on the ground that, on one hand, Americans blocked dozens of German ships in U.S. ports. On the other hand, they did not stop selling munitions to the opponents of Germany, creating some rather serious resentment. Trapped on U.S. soil, they began plotting as they observed cargo ships taking munitions to Britain, France, and other
Huh? Trapped on U.S. soil. They did what? I need to hear that again.
to be hypocrites on the ground that, on one hand, Americans blocked dozens of German ships in U.S. ports. On the other hand, they did not stop selling munitions to the opponents of Germany, creating some rather serious resentment. Trapped on U.S. soil, they began plotting as they observed cargo ships taking munitions to Britain, France, and other countries. The American secret agencies were not as mature as we know them to be today. Therefore, they were unable to discern the German reaction, and unlike America, the Europeans had a developed, sophisticated system of espionage. U.S. authorities mostly dismissed concern for spies and were only minimally concerned about hypothetical situations because the physical distance of thousands of miles from the war offered a great buffer. With their guard down, there was ample space for the German saboteurs to carry out their plan. Germany was also able to recruit Americans as agents to establish a spy network, leading me to discuss the aftermath of the Black Tom explosion, as its implications can still be felt to modern day. It took years for Americans to determine the cause of the Black Tom explosion. Initially, they believed the explosion was not sabotage at all, but negligence on the behalf of guards, two of whom were initially arrested. There were also theories by those who investigated the remains of the blast victims who agreed that the explosion could not be attributed to foreigners. They rather suggested that the explosion might have happened due to mosquitoes, as pot fires were lit as an insect repellent, protecting the guards from bugs, not Germans. The Black Tom explosion led to changes in both domestic and foreign security policies, especially with regard to perceived enemies.
Go ahead.
In 1917, the Espionage Bill was signed by President Woodrow Wilson, reining in powerful laws that have had unimaginable ramifications. Under the act, anyone found guilty of giving information to the enemy during wartime may be sentenced to death. The Washington Evening
Press 1. And since you was already trading with the enemy, that's your money invested. You get it? So because you was out the war yet highly invested in it. Anybody caught trading with the enemy is what? And how many black people was trading with the enemy, was invested? So what happened to you? We get to that.
Star of 1919 reported, "The whole Black Tom episode has served one good purpose. It has shown the need in this country of an efficient counter-espionage system in times of peace as well as war. The espionage law has even put pressure on some high-profile people in recent times. Under the Obama administration, a total of 8 people, including Chelsea Manning and Edward Snowden, were charged or convicted of leaking national security secrets under the Espionage Act. And so I wonder, do these safeguards protect America from nightmares like the Black Tom explosion? As we have already witnessed in Oklahoma City, On 9/11 and countless other cases, it seems to be an ongoing issue, but it's important to consider that we never hear about the tragedies that didn't happen. It took America 22 years to establish that Germany was actually behind the acts of Black Tom. And in 1939, Germany was finally named accountable for acts of sabotage. The two countries settled for reparations of $50 million in 1953.
Stop. Make sense? Yeah, I know a lot of people are like, wait a minute. What happened? Deep shit. Deep shit, students. Deep shit.
With payment received in 1979. And the FBI famously reported reparations were paid for German attacks against our neutral country.
Wow.
According to Jules Whitcover, sabotage at Black Tom was one of the least remembered true stories of American vulnerability, gullibility, and tenacity of the 20th century.
Now,
However, when you have a look around nowadays, you have to wonder if that quote would still be applicable in the 21st century.
Right. Let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next one. Press 1.
In many ways, the summer of 1916 was a summer of innocence for America. While the Great War was raging in Europe, that was of little concern to people in the United States because President Woodrow Wilson had so far managed to keep his promise to keep America out of the war. On the same day, July 1st of 1916, that Britons were reeling at the loss of 57,000 casualties on the first day of the Battle of the Somme, Americans were obsessed with the death of one man in New Jersey who was attacked by a shark. By the end of the rash of shark attacks, 4 people in America would be killed. By the end of the Battle of the Somme, there would be more than 1 million casualties. But July wasn't over yet, and sharks were not the only threat in the state of New Jersey. In July of 1916, the Great War came to the shores of America in a little-remembered event that is history that deserves to be remembered. In the 19th century, fishermen in New York Harbor noticed a navigational hazard that sat some 1,200 feet off the shore of Jersey City, New Jersey. They called the underwater hazard Black Tom, as the black rock, only visible during low tide, vaguely resembled the archback of a tomcat. The rock was not far from a small island in the harbor called Bedloe Island, which housed a granite star-shaped army fortification named Fort Wood that was originally intended to defend New York Harbor, had been completed in 1811, and can still be seen there today. From the 1860s, the area around Black Tom Rock was used by the Central Railroad Company as a summer garbage dump, as summer dumping in New Jersey smelled so bad that Jersey City officials had objected. By 1880, Black Tom Rock had become an artificial island of New York garbage, described as being 20 acres. A scheme in the 1880s built a causeway and a rail line to the island, connecting Black Tom Island to the mainland, and docks and warehousing were built along the shorefront where the railroad could bring freight such as grain, cotton, and tobacco to the piers for loading on ships. The entire area was annexed by Jersey City around the turn of the century. In 1916, with the war raging in Europe, much of that freight was munitions. Because America was officially neutral, American arms dealers could sell to either side. But in practice, the British blockade of Germany meant that those sales could not go to the Central Powers. Although America was neutral, the munitions on Black Tom Island were helping the Allies. The war and German U-boats had slowed transatlantic shipping, and so the Black Tom Pier was extra crowded with munitions on July 29, 1916.
So you got to find out who the Allies was in World War I. And who the Allies was in World War II.
There were reportedly nearly 100 railway cars loaded with explosives waiting to be unloaded. Munitions of all types were stored in warehouses or half-loaded onto barges or freighters. Against federal safety regulations and by some accounts to avoid a $25 docking fee, the barge Johnson 17 was moored to the Black Tom Pier. On board were nearly 100,000 pounds of high explosives and detonator fuses that were intended for delivery to Russia. There is no full accounting, but there were somewhere between 2 and 4 million pounds of explosives on Black Tom. One author suggested that it was likely the largest arsenal of explosives anywhere in the world outside the war zone. There were reportedly so many mosquitoes the night of July 29th that the guards broke the rules and lit some smoke pots trying to keep the mosquitoes at bay. The guards probably didn't guard much beyond the light of those smoke pots. The guards first noticed the fires around 12:45 a.m. on July 30th. The accident investigation concluded that the best information was that the fires started in some of the freight cars at the end of the pier and apparently spread to the moored Johnson 17. The guards, realizing that Black Tom was a bad place for a fire, fled, but one triggered the fire alarm, alerting the Jersey City Fire Department, which dispatched several fire engines. In their report, they said that they had trouble reaching the blaze aboard the barge. The railroad yard manager managed to move some strings of cars away from the blaze. The first and largest of the explosions was aboard the barge at 2:08 a.m. The explosion was huge. Modern estimates suggest the shockwave would have registered 5.5 on the Richter scale. People were shaken out of their beds 90 miles away in Philadelphia. Windows shattered across Jersey City, Brooklyn, and Manhattan, so many so that newspapers feared there wasn't enough plate glass in the state to replace them all. A second large explosion, burning freight cars full of high explosives, occurred about a half hour later. Explosions continued throughout the night. Witnesses in Jersey City reported munitions flying into the air and exploding, throwing shrapnel. For a moment, the Jersey Shore looked like the battlefield of the Somme. Some of the shrapnel was lodged in the building housing the newspaper The Jersey Journal, more than a mile from the explosion. A 10-month-old baby in Jersey City was thrown from its crib and killed, as was the railroad police chief, Cornelius Layden, who had come to investigate the fire, was presumably thrown into the river by the shockwave and drowned. Windows were broken over 25 miles away. Millions of people were roused from their beds, including Mrs. Anna Rushnock, a resident of nearby Bayonne, New Jersey. The immigration station at nearby Ellis Island was showered with debris and shrapnel. The new immigrants had to be evacuated to lower Manhattan through a rain of hot ash.
Gotcha.
Less than a mile away, Bedloe Island was showered with shrapnel and debris. The island was much changed from the time when the Black Tom Causeway had been added in 1880. Between 1884 and 1886, an 89-foot-tall pedestal had been erected on top of the 11-point star-shaped granite walls of the old Fort Wood. On top of that pedestal had been placed a 450,000-pound statue, a gift to the United States from France called Liberty Enlightening the World. Although the island was still called Bedloe Island, the name was not officially changed to Liberty Island until 1956. The statue was known throughout the world as the Statue of Liberty. Debris and shrapnel pummeled the statue, severing several rivets in the statue's arm, but the light kept shining. As a result of the damage, visitors were no longer allowed to climb the steep stair to get to the torch. That stairwell has not been reopened to visitors ever since. Original estimates asserted a death toll in the hundreds, but in the end, only 4 people were known to have died in the explosion at Black Tom. In addition to the railroad police chief and the 10-month-old baby, a Jersey City police officer and the captain of the barge, Johnson 17, were known to have died in the explosion. Damage, though, was massive. The Statue of Liberty was closed for 10 days, required over $100,000 in repair, the equivalent of over $225 million today. 13 brick storage houses and 85 railway cars were destroyed in the yard, where there was a huge crater. Estimates of overall damages vary, but most settle around $20 million. Over $450 million in today's dollars. But what caused the explosion? Officials initially decided that it must be an accident, and suspicion fell upon the smoke pots that the guards had lit, but those were quickly ruled out as a likely cause of the fire. Officials indicted the principals of the Lehigh Valley Railroad, the National Docks and Storage Company, and the owner of the barge, the Johnson Lightage and Towing Company, for negligence and manslaughter. But public suspicion was on the Germans. Local newspapers noticed that there had been a lot of accidents recently involving munitions.
Did he say immigrants got residency? Did he say that? Did he say that? DNS? Did he say that? Sounds like U.S. doing the same thing like they're doing with Ukraine. It is the exact same thing. The explosion, the chemical warfare, the balloon over Ohio, all of this. This is putting you in an emergency situation, in a state of peril, where the mind can determine you to want, and it's just like, wait, what about that? What about that? You're going into and not understanding what this is. You can't fight back from that position, not knowing nothing, sudden peril state, and you're already, oh shit, what's going on? Men of law, they know what's going on. This is some act of insurrection. Has to be, because we got fires there, war here, all of a sudden. This looks like an invasion, a mini invasion. That's what it looks like.
Mostly in the New York City area. It was suspicious. In 1908, a seasoned diplomat named Johann Heinrich Graf von Bernstorff was appointed German ambassador to the United States. The son of the former foreign minister of Prussia, von Bernstorff had played a diplomatic role helping to avoid war after the first
A former what of Prussia? Press one.
Moroccan crisis in 1905.
As I said, they all politicians and friends here and setting up a story where they all fighting back at home. Oh, this guy went to war with this. Most of the time, they here getting funding for this so-called war that they're having over there, and got your mind. Remember, you highly invested. These are your bullets. This is your silver. This is how you were so rich. Yeah, y'all go to war. Yeah, y'all can all buy y'all weapons from us. Well, we not in it. In fact, y'all can come to some. This is all about war. They took it and flipped it. That's all they did.
After the start of the Great War, von Bernstorff was briefly recalled to Germany. When he returned to America in 1914, he brought with him a new staff. The staff and, apparently, an almost unlimited operations budget.
A new what? Staff. Oh, shit. Oh, shit.
The purpose of the budget was to covertly undermine neutral America's military support of the Allies. Von Bernstorff's people engaged in quite a lot of chicanery, truly a dizzying number of plots. A central role was providing false passports to German expatriates that would help them evade the English blockade and return to Germany to fight in the war.
It's the same thing American Red Cross and the Catholic Church was doing when they helped the Nazis come to America.
But the plans were broad, supporting sabotage of transportation and shipping, a plot to connect Germany with Indian and Irish nationalists to attack British interests that resulted in the U.S. seizure of Germany to fight in the war. But the plans were broad, supporting sabotage of transportation and shipping, a plot to connect Germany with Indian and Irish nationalists to attack British interests that resulted in the U.S. seizure of the schooner Annie Larson, loaded with arms bound for India, supporting schemes to bring a coup in Mexico, a complex plot to divert American production of the chemical phenol away from arms manufacturing, and, most outlandishly, a plot to raise an army of German and Irish Americans and invade Canada. The Germans were not always particularly clever in their plotting. Many of the plots were uncovered by British intelligence, both by inserting moles into their organization.
Now, if you think they're British, you would never know. You would think, oh, they caught them. No, they didn't catch themselves.
And by breaking the German diplomatic code. An entire briefcase full of secret documents was forgotten on a New York City trolley in 1915. Compelling the Wilson administration to expel von Bernstorff's military attaché, Franz von Papen, for complicity in acts of sabotage. Von Papen's replacement, Captain Franz von Rintelen, had worked with a chemist.
Von this one. Oh, he was a traitor, and then the next one who replaced him was von this one. Bro, these are the same damn people, sir.
Chemists create a
This is the same army. This is the same people people trying to usurp the nation.
Von Papen's replacement, Captain Franz von Rintelen, had worked with a chemist to create a pencil bomb, an incendiary device about the size of a cigar that could be timed to start a chemical fire when a ship was out to sea.
What?
The device was thought to have been responsible for...
What? This is why... Wow.
That could be timed to start a chemical fire when a ship was out to sea. The device...
A cigar that can be timed to start a chemical fire by the time it was out to sea. I'm gonna have a smoke. Oh boy, in the last video was just talking about how they lit something and they may have too many mosquitoes. Nah, more like what this guy's talking about here.
Was thought to have been responsible for millions of dollars in lost cargo. Such a device was likely used on Johnson 17 and the railway cars on Black Tom Pier. America was not completely naive. In fact, there had been something of an anti-German hysteria following the sinking of the Lusitania in May of 1915.
That is the Titanic. Press 1. Press 1. That is the Titanic in 15. Could this be when you were taken under a codicil? Quite possibly. That they were taken under a codicil and given residency. Maybe it was all a ploy. Woo, I'm good. Maybe it was all a ploy. It was all to get you to react. You got some highly divine people on these ships that's going to be taken down by German or USSR U-boats out of nowhere. It's not a threat. Or was there munitions on these boats that caused them to blow the hull? And not the hull, but the hull of the ship, causing it to sink really fast. Big boom. Bring on that water. Water begins to tip. The whole ship goes, oh, oh. When the water gets into that hole in the front, oh, the ship goes up like this one because all the water is filling. Then it goes down. The piece of shit goes down the whole bus one. That's why the water. That's why the ship went up like this. Nobody said the ship just folded over and died. Oh shit! That water filled that beginning, and it made that ass rise all the way up like a chick at the strip club. That's one.
But security in America was lax. There was no gate across the Black Tom Causeway where
because you weren't at war. That's why it was laxed. You were too busy being Navyman, shipping stuff here, shipping stuff here, shipping stuff here. You ain't had no time. That's not our war, and you better not come get us. We hold the mightiest army and military brigade ever. You got me? Don't attack us. So we was already relaxed. See no threat to us because we knew all these people. It seems like they were all doing business with you.
could be blocked or IDs could be checked. The facility wasn't lighted, so there were plenty of shadows for a saboteur to hide. The entire facility was patrolled by just 6 railway detectives and 2 private security guards. It would have been very easy for a saboteur to gain access. At the time of the explosion, the connection to the Germans could not be proven, despite the efforts of New York City Bomb Squad Commissioner Thomas Tunney.
And this picture ain't fooling me one bit, whoever this guy is. Press 1.
The U.S. had few national security laws and no real intelligence community to respond to such threats. But the connection was largely assumed by the public, and the Black Tom explosion helped to shift the public attitude towards the war. Von Bernstorff was sent home in February of 1917 when the U.S. severed diplomatic relations with Germany over the German resumption of unrestricted submarine warfare. The U.S. officially declared war the following April.
Wow.
Following the war, the Lehigh Valley Railway blamed the Germans and sought compensation, something that was allowed under the Treaty of Berlin, the peace treaty between the United States and Germany. They took their complaint to a mixed claims commission. The connection that broke the case was 23-year-old border and distant relative of Mrs. Rushnok in Bayonne, who had been shaken from her bed by the explosion. The man was named Michael Kristoff. She had noted that he would leave from time to time, and whenever he did, she would read about an explosion in the newspaper. She expressed her suspicion to police, who questioned Kristoff, but without hard evidence that he was involved in the explosion, had released him. After the war, Kristoff was located again, and that provided enough leads that they were able to convince the commission that the German government in 1916 was responsible for the Black Tom explosion. The committee issued a judgment of $50 million, but that didn't happen until 1939, and by then the Nazis had risen to power in Germany and they refused to pay. The claim was finally settled again in 1953 with the Federal Republic of Germany for $95 million. The last payment was made in 1979. That determination by the Commission confirmed what Americans had suspected all along. The Black Tom explosion.
Well, they gave reparations to themselves. So they gave reparations to themselves. So everybody on earth got reparations in our country but us. Everybody else on earth know their history and know what happened. But you. Everyone else can construct a legal basis within themselves to say, this is what happened to it. But not you. You're addressing this like this. I need reparation for slavery. Well, none of those companies exist anymore. So who are you talking to? Who enslaved you? Those you black people talking about enslavement is really part of the intruders. Press 1. For instance, I know y'all some invading ass niggas. Press 1. Press 1. I know you's an invading ass nigga. Being black.
Must remember that
being black doesn't fool me. Being black and using code words, most of you people are Africans. Most of you people are Africans and black Germans and black people from Switzerland playing a role, trying to get American our subsidies and dib and dabble into our trust accounts. A lot of you blacks need reparations story to continue to get the benefit and further trick the real heirs to freedom, the real freemen of this nation, into fighting for your reparations. That's like fighting for white people reparations as well. We've been doing this since the civil rights. Fighting for all you blacks, all you foreign blacks, white blacks, people from Yugoslavia, Poland, Romania, Russia, Germany, Ukraine. We've been feeding it, y'all, since the beginning. You can't convince me that I'm an African when Africans, that's a corporate entity. It's like trying to convince me I'm an American. That's a corporate. That's a dead, soulless being. You can't even claim. You can't even argue with this, especially when you claim to be black. You should just shut the fuck up and bow to the Pope. That's why you niggas is caught up in this femininity and if women are taking over the world and then because you lost. You ain't got no man. Y'all niggas don't really. Manhood come with discipline and instruction of law. If you don't have none, don't tell me about how they demasculated you. You demasculated yourself. If your armor and your word is right, you should be able to combat this. A group of you niggas should be able to get together. There shouldn't be one person on the internet thinking of history this way. Where niggas' brains at? That's cool. She fine over there. She gonna take. She ain't got nothing to offer this subject matter. What the fuck? That ain't even attractive. You ain't got nothing to offer. Press one. Nothing. They're not even attractive. What you got to offer? Nothing. Nothing. Let's continue on. Because this is new to a lot of our people. And if you heard about that, this Tom attack, Black Tom attack, that's good you know about it. What you talking about? Press one. Who said that? Let me go back up. I knew about this Brandon Tillman. Here go my phone, Brandon. So if you knew about it, why your mouth closed? If you knew about it, why you ain't saying nothing? Phone lines is open, 424-209. Break it down. Break it down then. A lot of people want to, I knew about it, but you ain't broke it down. You didn't know about it like how we learning today. You ain't no better than the rest of the students who don't know nothing in the bungalows down the hall. Cool, you know about it. Let me hear it. 424-20995. What's that? You know y'all favorite. Y'all know y'all favorite.
Any idea what you're looking at? That is a list of the passengers on the Mayflower.
No, I can't believe this. No, my ancestors did not come here on the Mayflower.
Yes,
Your
they the fuck they
ancestors
did.
came
No.
on the Mayflower.
No.
You
Yeah,
are descended
No.
from one of the 101 people who sailed on the Mayflower.
Oof. That's a little bit too much.
That means you was an enslaver,
To deal
woman.
with.
Press one. And since it's a list, the Mayflower wasn't no damn big ass boat. It was a steamship. Once again, we found the Mayflower. We found all your little boats. Press one. Y'all ain't got one slave ship, but we found the Mayflower, where all you little black 101 and Dalmatian of you who were blended in with them white folk, press one, came over right there with them. Millions of them. They needed you to make the story sufficient when we got there. Press one, your black ass. They needed you. So a lot of black folk out here hollering about foundational America and ABADOS and all of these are lying 5013 money grabbing groups Press 1. They only want to pretend so they can get a tax write-off. Press 1. And black this, and black slaves, and black this. And nothing of today's time. Nothing was going on. They all exist in Wonderland, time immemorial. That's why nothing comes of them. Because they're all a bunch of little Angela Davis. Press 1. They're all a bunch of foreigners pretending to be. Press 1. That's why it's important for you to know who you are and know who founded this nation, who gave you sovereignty and freedom. Before they run away, you be engraved in that goddamn corporate history of David Rockefeller Foundation forever. The nothingness. It means nothing. The American flag is a war flag. So you already, I didn't make that up. You just stop thinking. I didn't make up it's a war flag. That means something in real life. That means you're in war. All the time. Press 1. And the war is against you. The war is against you. Hit that like button and subscribe. 424-209-9506. The war is against you and your sovereignty and your freedom, which grants them access to their policies and their liberty, per se. Liberty isn't granted by nothing. What the fuck is that? Liberty. It's free. Press 1. Liberty is what you see way out across the, what's that over there? Oh, that's liberty. That's where we can become workers and work off our debt and be a part of a great system. We can't own nothing, but we don't own nothing here. Shit, if I will get over there and work with these people, press 1. You had the silver. All that was melted down and turned into supposed to be profits. Oh, they lured your dumb ass in. War bonds and all of these other things. And then you genocided. Then you were genocided. As soon as you signed up, you were genocided. As soon as you took the bait, bloop, to the top of the ocean you go. Just like all the little fish that get wrapped up in the net. There's all you little black soldiers out there. You get caught up in the net. These niggas ain't free. They scared that YouTube gonna cut off their monetization if they think too much. So it's better to dwell down here where niggas don't think at all. I'm not playing retarded to fit in with you. My life is different. Press 1. I'm not playing retarded to fit in with you. Why? Why? You ain't gonna do nothing but hate on a real nigga anyway. You gonna find something to hate on because you's a hater. Press 1. You's a hater. You're going to find something to be jealous of and hate. That's what you're going to do. Bunch of cowards in this world can't think for themselves. The white boy, press 1, the white man can get up here and cause all type of confusion and conspiracies about the 1900s and resets and Tataria. This is the whole genocidal period. This is what they're using to hide your genocide. They did all that to steal your land, your resources, and your children, and adopt your children into a white supremacist commercial life. And you've been under that ever since. So you nothing more than a Charleston White. You're nothing more than a Hassan Campbell. You're nothing but a black Nazi. That's what you are. A black person under the control and mind control of German, Russian czars. That's it. That's it. You'll never be more than that until the men decide they need to be first, stand up straight, be vocal about the condition that they in, press 1, and be honest with themselves. Be honest. And you got to be honest according to the information. Not your little Disneyland fantasy because you and your baby mama and the women in your family I don't want to hear none of that shit. That's why I ride solo. It's just me. Kev Rowe. Just me. I ride solo, G. Hit that like button and subscribe to the page.
Have you ever heard of the Black Tom
It's all about information. Look at this destruction. Don't this destruction look familiar? Press 1. Ain't no regular this type of bomb go off and this type of 200 and something tons of ammunition and warfare go off and ain't nobody died. This type of information, these homes is ripped. Everybody in there dead. Everybody in the surrounding area gone. What you talking about? Ain't nobody died. 4 people. It was 4 people in one house. What the fuck is y'all talking about? But that's how you hide genocide. This is how you hide After this, where would you go? You will go to the FEMA camps. You will go to the general hospitals. Press 1. Where would you go? Press 1. This is when all the fires was going on. Early 1900s, 13. I bet you can put on Google right now. Fires, the Great Fire of 1916. Watch what happened. Watch.
Explosion.
I'd never heard of the disaster.
A story that has been largely wiped from the history books.
Very few know anything about it today.
Black Tom is little known and strangely faded from history.
For a moment, the Jersey Shore looked like the battlefield of the Somme.
On July 30th at 2:08 in the morning, a massive cache of munitions on Black Tom Island exploded, rocking New York and New Jersey.
But that damaged the arm so bad, the explosion, that you're not allowed into that stairwell anymore, so you can't get to Torch. So Torch has been closed.
Oh, the torch has been closed. Sir, why are you making this about a torch? Sir, give a fuck about no damn torch. You can't get into the torch. Did you see the catastrophe that was in this building, the destruction? Don't tell me about no damn torch you couldn't get into. It was so big of an explosion. But this is why the torch, the stairway was closed. Because, nigga, fuck a stairway. Look at the destruction. Press 1. Stairway. A statue is the last thing you should be worried about. A statue doesn't grant you no damn freedom. Press 1. A statue does not grant you no freedoms. In fact, a statue does nothing in law. Nothing at all. Does nothing. Only in the imagination of people who don't live here. Okay? The Statue of Liberty does the same thing the Statue of Mother Mary do. Nothing. The Statue of the Liberty does the same thing the Christos in Brazil statue of Jesus going like this. Nothing. It just stands right there. Nothing. This Statue of Liberty is the same thing that's going on in your religion where they just sitting up there like this. He ain't gonna never move. He ain't gonna give you nothing. Oh, you Muslims too? Oh, you ain't gonna get nothing but that big black rock in the middle. You're gonna circle around it to symbolize whatever your mind wanted to. Because it'll never breathe and it'll never grant you nothing. It'll give you nothing. Press 1. A Horus and Set. Oh, destroyed. They ain't even make it out, nigga. Press 1. They ain't even make it out. So take that Egyptian shit of the dead somewhere else. And they ain't even make it out. Press 1. They ain't even make it out.
I'd never heard of the disaster.
A story that has been largely wiped from the history books.
Very few know anything about it today.
Black Tom is little known and strangely faded from history.
For a moment, the Jersey Shore looked like the battlefield of the Somme.
On July 30th at 2:08 in the morning, a massive cache of munitions on Black Tom Island exploded, rocking New York and New Jersey.
But that damaged the arm so bad, the explosion, that you're not allowed into that stairwell anymore, so you can't get
No way.
It's Torch. So Torch has been closed since 1916.
Since this explosion?
Yeah. Since
No
this explosion.
way.
I told her, no way. It is your ignorance that create genocide. No way. No, we can't walk our fat nigga. You can't make it up them stairs anyway with your fat ding dong eating ass. Brother one, you wouldn't make it up them stairs no way, and that means nothing. You not making it up the stairway means nothing. Nothing at all. Press 1. This is stupid.
Only serious damage the Statue of Liberty has ever taken was from this explosion.
The perpetrators didn't use a plane or fly into a building. They blew up an ammunitions depot on a tiny slip of land called Black Tom Island in New York Harbor. The blast essentially destroyed the island. The explosion is said to have been so powerful.
Oh, it destroyed the island. Let's get this out the way. It destroyed the damn island and everything around it.
Was felt as far away as Maryland. It blew out windows from Jersey City to Midtown Manhattan and Brooklyn.
So it blew out all the windows and nobody died. It picked up a baby in Philadelphia and flung it across the wall, and that's recorded one. Get the fuck out of here. What about the homeless people? What about the person who was washing windows and the glass just fucked them out right there? What happened? This is how you erase history. You have to put it back together in your brain, and I know you can do it. I'm not waiting on you to do it. I know you can do it. Press 1.
Much of lower Manhattan was destroyed, yet
Time-delayed glass bombs are set at the site. And then, less than 2 hours later...
Less than 2 hours later, the bomb. Oh, it was set. Boom. Less than 2 hours later. Boom. Okay, so this is a boom. Okay, this ain't no, oops, I did it again. I'm about to get fired for this. Nuh-uh, this is 200 tons. This is 50 times bigger. Press 1, it was bigger than that. It was 50 plus times bigger than Hiroshima. And you telling me all them Asians died and not one person died? Oh, excuse me, 4 people and 2 dogs, 1 cat, a turtle, and a frog. Guess what? Oh, and some turkeys and for Thanksgiving. Press 1. Everybody died but the Red Cross. Press 1. Everybody dead but you. Press 1. Everybody dead but you. Press 1. You the only one around this bitch. Oh, time to clean up. Press 1. To bring in the water. It's too much fire right now. But these motherfuckers act like they the only ones who in control of humanity and was in part of the help. These motherfuckers is the help, the rescuers, the evildoers. These motherfuckers is the Chinese, the Trojan horse. These motherfuckers is the samurai. This one nigga is the Jesus, and the one who beheaded him or take him up to the cross or took him up to hang him. They got the white man hanging right there. Not every time in life you got a white man hanging and no pictures of our past. There's always a nigga with a bunch of you Germans and Russians pointing at his black ass like, look what we did. What? Ain't not one white person. So let's tell the truth about history, Seek 7, right? Let's tell the truth about history. It's in me blood, mate. It's in my blood. I can see it better in here than I can explain it out here or see it in the Smithsonian or, you know what I'm saying? I can see it in my heart and in my mind, period, G. That's how I'm able to explain it this way. I can see it in my mind and my heart, and I believe it. So it is. Press 1. So I manifest this shit every day. Y'all ain't manifested a husband. I manifest destruction and healing. Press 1. Through knowledge and wisdom. Well, you tell me what you manifest. You ain't manifesting no new husband. This whole time I'm up here manifesting the awakening of your black ass. You can't manifest nothing. You need a new God. Press 1. Oh, ask me who gave me this knowledge. Oh, it wasn't no guy sitting down for ages like this one. Oh, it wasn't a rock. Oh, no, it wasn't a statue of El Cristos down there in Brazil. Nope. I'm like Floyd. Nope. You got to do better. Nope. You ain't hit shit. Press 1. Nope. This is an atomic bomb. Press 1. This is an atomic, say it with me. Germany hit America with an atomic bomb. Press 1. Have you ever seen the Men in the High Castle when all the Germans was talking to them kids like, we finna have a new history. Watch this. And it was the destruction of what? The Statue of Liberty. And then they put up their shit. Press 1. It was all about the Black Rock. Press 1.
Set off 100,000 pounds of TNT.
200,000,
the attack
sir.
required months of planning and involved top German officials, including the German ambassador to the United States.
Look, busted.
The devastating explosion on Black Tom was carried out by 3 men, one of whom worked at the depot.
So when a guard saw him, he didn't think twice about this guy being in the area because he was always in the area. And then from...
Sir, y'all know more about these stories than you know what happened to black people. Oh, yeah, he was always in the area hanging out with a baseball glove in the mitt. Nobody knew it was a device. Yeah, we all had baseballs. Press 1. White folk tell these stories. Press 1. They're so beautiful and cute.
C came 2 other spies who had actually rode over from New York City.
The men planted lead pipes filled with 2 different chemicals, separated by a piece of copper. The chemicals quickly ate through the copper, mixed, and erupted in flames, exploding the enormous cache of munitions. On Ellis Island, shrapnel rained down for over 3 hours.
A 10-month-old baby in Jersey City was thrown from its crib and killed, as was the railroad police chief, Cornelius Layden, who had come to investigate the fire, was presumably thrown into a river by the shockwave and drowned.
Wait. So the real police chief went out there. Oh, what was that? Oh, the shockwave didn't hit yet. Press 1. It was just a fire. But when the shockwave hit an explosion, it threw the captain right in his ass, right up in that water. And guess what? The sharks ate him. Press 1. Never to be found again. Oh, masters of disguise at his best.
Windows were broken over 25 miles away. Millions of people were roused from their beds, including Mrs. Anna Rushnock, a resident of nearby Bayonne, New Jersey.
Never believe an American named Rushnock because they're Germans. Press 1. Never believe an Englishman named Rushnock or Von Dutch. This is not American. Press 1. I'm American. I'm copper tone. I'm the definition of an American. I talk, think, free. Only thing, I get better every day. Press 1. I don't hang around and paperclip entertainment because I ain't got nothing to do. Press 1 because I have nothing to think about. Press 1, I ain't thinking about snitching. Press 1, I done did good my whole life. Why would I give a fuck about who's snitching? Press 1, I ain't got no warrants. Press 1, why would I even pretend like I give a shit about who telling on each other? Tell. That's what trusting God is. Take y'all badasses to court and tell. Press 1. Take you to go tell. I told you I'm snitching. Press 1. Snitching is what it is. In God we trust. Go tell. I done told y'all what was coming. Go tell. Press 1. Ever since I did my go tell sermon, press 1 about the truth, about what you better do. Kanye, been give him a hand. What's the other one? Gunna. Press 1. Y'all little niggas in awe. Y'all don't know what this is. Nigga, in God we trust. Brian King was here. Now go take y'all asses up there and tell the truth so God forgives you. Not man. You gonna realize these people ain't for you. They with your demise. When it's your time to tell the truth, they want you dead. They don't want you repenting. Press 1. They need you dead with them. Let's all party and be dead together. I don't need to dead black people can't dance and ain't got no rhythm. Only thing they got is twerk mist and fitted hats and lineups with tattoos on y'all face. But I don't got time to hang out with the dead. I'm alive, nigga. When you see my brain think, I ain't thinking about what's going on Crenshaw. Press 1. On 10th Ave, 8th Ave, Hyde Park. Press 1. I ain't thinking about give a fuck what's going on Figueroa and Western. Press 1. Up Halldale. Press 1. You don't give a fuck what's going on Avalon and Manchester and who cruising this Sunday. Nigga, I'm free. Press 1. Think about they'll be cruising as soon as I get back. Press 1. Press 1. I'm taking a little female back to Cali. Press 1. It's just how they cruise down here. Watch this. This is I'm treated like a zoo. Look, this is Avalon. Here they come. Here come the lowriders. Come all the players and pimps. Look, all the females. There it is right now. Let's move along now. Press 1. You can go to Roscoe's. This is where you don't want to be. Welcome. Come on, we're going inside though, where you don't supposed to be. But you be careful. Press 1. I'm gonna show you where the thug. I'm gonna show you where the Bloods at, where the Crips at. On my dates, oh yeah, you gonna know where it all goes down. Bloods and Crips. Yeah, look on the wall. You see that? Now to you, they may just be numbers with kids with nothing to do. No. Press 1. Nah. So anyway, bungalows get me every time. Back to the subject. Out of all this destruction. Press 1. You think only 3 and 4 people died? No. You're not being counted because you're dead.
The immigration station.
And the little black kids who survived, they was adopted by the Catholic Church. And they raised up a bunch of us black Nazis in America. Before then, you was kings and queens. Excuse me, not kings and queens. You were free men under the king and under the queen. Press 1. All this is not true. You was not a queen. You was not a king. I know you want to be hermetic principles. And I know Satnet and them taught you. I know y'all like to answer the phone. Good morning, king. Blessing to you, queen. Y'all start this cosplay shit. But there was never more than one king and one queen. Press 1. Yeah, I'm not living in no fantasy with you guys.
Was showered with debris and shrapnel. The new immigrants had to be evacuated to lower Manhattan through a rain of hot ash. The Statue of Liberty was closed for 10 days, required.
So they came over and they got residency as soon as they got off Ellis Island.
Over $100,000 in repair, the equivalent of over $225 million today. 13 brick storage houses and 85 railway cars were destroyed in the yard, where there was a huge crater. Estimates of overall damages vary, but most settle around $20 million. Over $450 million in today's dollars.
The Black Tom explosion is considered a key incident that
Now stop it right here. Now I'm gonna stop it right here. Now, who are these people with these clothes on, walking up the streets with this American flag? Press 1. Who the fuck is these people? Because Hitler had a whole army who looked just like them. Press 1. Adolf Hitler had a whole army. Why y'all all wear the same clothes? Y'all couldn't find more clothes to put on than German attire? Press 1. Why y'all all look alike? Hitler had a bunch of these people. Only you can prevent forest fires, looking ass. Say it again, Todd. Boy Scouts. Press 1. The American Bund Association. Press 1. Nazi German U.S. citizens under the German Guard. Press 1. This shit, bro, we see right clear. Ain't nobody else on the internet bringing y'all this information. Kev Row Entertainment. Press 1. Get your asses up and come to school. Don't take your kids to school. 14, 15, they don't get beat up from a gang. Press 1, make them tune in to my educational program where I deliver historically an imagination they can't even. Press 1, they gonna make a movie out this shit. Press 1, they gonna make a movie out of me. They gonna be like, this nigga was cold. In the movie, I'm gonna be a superhero, but I really was a nigga sitting here telling the truth. Press 1. They gonna make a deity out of nigga and make a nigga a saint on the wall like John. And, hey, like I'm touching a nigga head. Press 1. No, bro. Just keeping it 100. Press 1. You ain't finna make no statue out of me. Press 1. I'm alive. You ain't finna hear me dead. I knew he was smart. Nigga. I'm not Tupac. I knew it was, and I had to decipher through. Press 1. This ain't a Jesus moment where I'm saying parables, and you gotta, we did that already. Press 1. This is some spirit of truth shit. Press 1. Where it ain't gonna be no damn parable. I'm not finna be nice according to you, and I'm not finna love you the way you was taught to love. I love you. I'm the one who gonna set your ass free. Press 1. I'm still a clown. It brings tears to my eyes to be able to say something like that in my lifetime. And a lot of these bitch ass niggas can't say shit like that in their life. They don't even know where they came from. Press 1. Bitch ass niggas, man. Y'all want this? Nigga, black man, you want this? You want this intention? Nigga, I told you, wake up tomorrow and don't even know. Joe Biden arrested. Everybody going to jail. You see Jim Carrey out there. Y'all better not be talking about me on that YouTube. I was on the list, but I ain't do nothing. Shut the fuck up. You going to jail too. Jim Carrey. One. All you niggas. My fofo make sure. I don't want to believe. Don't please believe me. No, bro. Kev told us, bro. Kev got the whole list, bro. Remember, Jay-Z, Beyonce, all of them on that list. Press 1. Shut the fuck up. I ain't got no money, so they can sue me. Listen to me, you little suing pieces of shit. Press 1. I don't got no money. Press 1. Check all the records. Kev is $130 in the plus. Press 1. Take my CUSEP number. Press 1. I'm in the red. I'm in the green. You can take money out there. Press 1. It's only $100. Press 1. I ain't even figured out how to get to that. If you can get to that, go ahead. Press 1. I'm not fucking with you. The American Bund. And I know a lot of bungalow students are saying, what the fuck is the American Bund? Google it. Okay? You're going to see a bunch of Nazis in America in the early 1900s. That's what you're going to see. I told you, stop looking at the white presidents on the wall. That's my distraction. All them little ABCs and 1, 2, 3s, I'm finna diagnose your retarded ass. I'm trying to see who looking up at this shit like they don't really know the ABC. Nigga, that's Howard Taft again, bro. Okay? Stop acting like you memorizing shit, bro, and pay attention. Press 1. Bunch of retarded kids up in here. Hit that like button. Now y'all see the way I teach because I know you don't got no knowledge on the internet, black people. I know you got Tasha K. Press 1 with her dumb ass. Press 1. I know who you got. I know who y'all watching. That's why I'm so much better. Yeah, I'm not stuck and regulated by a stupid niche trying to appeal to you. Press 1. If I would have I would never be this far in my studies. Hit that like button. Shout out to my super chat. Who cares about snitching? I want to know my history so I can know how to move forward. Stay focused. Shout out to that $5 cash app. Press 1. That's right. Leave a message like that. That turns me the fuck up. Hell yeah. Nigga, who gives a fuck about snitching? I like snitches. I like little kids. I like what they do. And then they did what? Press 1. See, little kids, nigga, they love telling me everything. As long as I hold this right here with some colors on my screen, I put it in their hand, press 1, and they gonna tell me everything. Press 1, the little snitch gonna tell me everything. That's why y'all in trouble, because I got a nigga, press 1. I got a snitch on the inside of y'all little group. Press 1. It ain't cost me nothing but a video game controller, some Skittles, press 1, and a little cup of water. I told you, get them kids 3 Skittles. The red one, press 1, the purple one, and the yellow one, and let them taste it and put some cold water in their mouth and watch what they tell you. Press 1. They're going to sit up there and talk to you till the whole bag is gone. And they're going to tell you everything. And then what? Press 1. Nigga, little kids know what that pack of Skittles is for on my table. And get ready to tell something. You got a nice bottle of water for you. Press 1. Tell what happened. And then what? Press 1. Kids be trying to tell first. Now, that ain't what happened first. I had the dope, press 1. And I was trying to sell peanuts like it was crack, press 1. You get your ass in that room. Give me your goddamn toys. I knew y'all was up to no good, but thank you for that. Y'all doing drugs? Them kids selling drugs. Press 1. Fucking Democrats. Press 1. Hit that like button and subscribe. Back to the film.
Contributed to a shift of public opinion against Germany, resulting in the U.S. officially entering World War I.
Look, German Bond, here they go.
Germany, resulting in the U.S. officially entering World War I.
The explosion was so powerful that windows were blown out up and down the fancy shops of Fifth Avenue. Jersey City was aflame.
Her skirt was damaged, but her torch caught the brunt of it.
You know, visitors used to be able to visit the torch, but after 1916, it's been closed.
Resulting in the largest artificial non-nuclear explosions to have ever occurred in history.
Hold up.
Largest artificial non-nuclear.
After 1916, it's been closed.
Resulting in the largest artificial non-nuclear explosions to have ever occurred in history. In all.
Press 1. Press 1. Listen, bro. Tell them, Todd, can you taste the rainbow? You taste that? You tell me it all right now. You saw the commercial? Press 1. You want nigga? You want some more? You want 3 more? Yeah. Boop, boop, boop. Press 1. Put them on the table. Boop, boop, boop. Tell me more. But just slide the other 2 towards you. And you're going to get this one purple one. Press 1. You're going to tell me everything. I be talking to kids like a Russian KBG officer. Press 1. I be leaning back in the chair. They be nervous. Heart just beating. What the fuck? Pop a couple of them. Drink the water. Press 1. Tell them this what makes me. You want to make me a truthful person? Skittles. Press 1. I tell the truth. Press 1. You want somebody? You gonna tell the truth, right? You sure? It's not that hard to tell the truth. Press 1. You don't got to whoop kids no more.
All 2 million pounds of small arms and artillery ammunition, along with 100,000 pounds of TNT, were detonated.
It is
okay. This is the biggest bomb that's not nuclear ever devised. Press 1. Listen to me. This is the biggest bomb ever devised. So when you look back in World War I and World War II, and you see them white folks putting boxes in stores and boxes here and boxes there, and they just looking at the camera, and they look dead for some reason. It looked like they up to something in them early 1900 film. They just, hey, passing boxes. Ain't digging them. Running a fruit stand store right here on the island. Right here. And boom. What if that blasted? What did that do to the White House? Oh. Don't even talk about that. Yeah. Todd, he better not say we'd invaded an army. What happened to the White House? The day the White House burned down. There's all type of history you got in America. You got to know who starts a fire at the White House. What happened there? Press one. White time immemorial houses. There you go. This the fat one is what's getting me. His stupid ass reactions. Really? No. And then we all became white. We all got residencies here. We all became white people. Press one. But if you look up the term white, you will know that it means holy people. It ain't nothing holy and white about you. There's something black and evil about you. Press one. Not Todd and the family. You. Press one. You. Press Hey, Todd, I'm ruthless. Not Todd and his family. I'm like the one white guy who speaks up for black people. You guys are calling him black N-word. He's not an N-word. He's a black man from Africa. Shut your dumb ass up. Not damn Africa. Crenshaw Mafia. Paru. I'm from Africa. Nigga, I'm Crenshaw Mafia. South Central. Figure rolling, nigga. You thought this was Africa. That's an African right there with the fucked up hairline. Look at him. Look at the shoe. Right there. Cause the booty scratcher. Cause Africa booty scratcher. Sir. That ain't me. Nigga, we was genocided. I know what happened to us. And no jokes involved. So fuck your feelings. Press one. I got jokes forever. I make fun of all y'all little races. Press one. Every last one of these nationalities, I will bag on y'all forever and ever. Amen. Press one. Talking this shit about black people. I'm tired.
Largest on record non-nuclear explosion to ever
happen.
happen.
My God. When you got a gay teacher giving history.
Non-nuclear explosion to ever happen.
Say it again. This is my gay teacher. He taught me history. Go ahead. This is my gay teacher. Press one.
It is the largest on record non-nuclear explosion to ever happen, on record.
Oh wow!
Wow!
Giant explosion because 100,000 pounds of TNT. What did I say? 2 million pounds of small arms there. Just all of it just blew up together.
It just blew up together. You took the guns and turned on the people. One job hating hands. One. And together, and then black people. Where were we at, gay man? Oh, well, that's not a good part of history. White gay people do their heads like this when they about to tell you a slavery story. Oh. Wasn't nice. It wasn't nice for you. After you got here from Africa. What?
Yeah. And so widespread damage all the way across Manhattan. Windows were shattered across Manhattan. Historic stained glass windows were shattered in it.
Oh wow, stained glass, you little German prick. Houses was destroyed. People's skin came off their bones. People dropped dead right there. Incinerated. You was walking your doggy and then boom, you was gone. You go sleep at 2:30 in the morning and guess what? You didn't woke up. You were in the incinerator. 200,000 pounds, nigga, of boom. See, I was looking for something that burnt our black asses up. Press one. How we was involved in the Holocaust? I'm blaming Carnegie bitch ass. Press one. But I see now.
there was hundreds of people who were injured.
Oh no, I had a scrape on my elbow. Mama, I got burned up. What? You know them elbow burns you get when the top layer of the skin come off? That's his face. Oh, some people was hurt. You know when you about to fall off, when you about to ride that bike for the first time with them spiky pedals, press one and that foot slip, bam, on the GT, press one, and that shit hit your shin, press one is like a shark bite. Press one, that mama. No, nigga. Press one, this shit was like the island of Pompeii. Press one, you don't tell Pompeii stories like that. Oh, there was just some damage. Oh, then that volcano erupted and everybody burned up. And it was burned up in a place like this. Press one. Motherfuckers be thinking those statues. There's really Kevin out there. There's Mr. Gillespie out there like this. Last thing you saw, Mr. Gills waking up first thing in the morning, running to the bathroom, taking a shit, frozen in time. Press one. Them motherfuckers know everything that happened in 7 AD and nothing about what happened. Them niggas know the graphic detail of Pompeii. Then they was holding on to the fence and they all burned up. And we found them under these rocks. Look, they still lay together with their kids, huddled up like this. Man, get the fuck out of here. Talk to me about the 1900. Seek 7. I got jokes. I got historical bars. Fuck a joke. I got historical facts.
Explosion. And so the explosion was so big, so massive.
What happened?
That
it only killed 4 people. It was so big and so massive.
It was felt as far away as Philadelphia.
California. Let's go coast to coast. That motherfucker was seen from California and said, oh, Lord, what the fuck is that? Remember one? That's the shit you see. Moses saw it. Remember one? Moses saw it. Now I know why they painted that shit in the Colorado airport. Press one. See what happens when you fuck around? You fuck around, you're going to fuck around and find out. You keep climbing this tree. Press one. You're going to fuck around. You're going to fuck around and find out. Press one.
Oh, wow. Estimations, it wasn't around back then, but estimations would say that on the Richter scale, it would have registered as like a 5.8. We don't learn about it. No American knows about it. Like, it's something that is just all but pretty much forgotten.
No, it ain't forgotten no more. I'd like to thank you two little white boys for bringing this up. Press one.
But it was like one of the biggest things that happened on American soil.
It was the biggest thing that happened on American soil because it granted you residency, foreign aliens, and then it granted corporate ownership of land granted to you. So not only was you given land for free, Todd verified. Shout out to my family. That's my white family. That's my white family. But not only did that happen, they gave, this is what Dr. King was talking about. They gave all foreigners land, gave them American Indians all this, this is all the same people. Press one. The Native American was with them. That's the Japan side of the story. Press one. Yeah, the Native Americans, you just forgot about them. Press one. That's really Japan. Press one. Hit that like button and subscribe. That's really Japan. You thought they went home? No. They stayed there right here and came up with a good story about feathers. Press one, and buffaloes. And bows and arrows versus guns.
Isn't that crazy?
Dude.
Well, there were a lot of ominous aftershocks. I mean, one of the main instances of Black Tom sort of spinning forward was FDR was the Assistant Secretary of the Navy.
Oh, my God, not this guy.
World War I, and he was well aware of German sabotage within the United States.
Of course he was, because he's a German sabotager.
And attorneys on the case, John McCloy, he's the one who ultimately solved the case and was able to prove Germany's guilt. He became the Assistant Secretary of War during World War II for Roosevelt, mainly because of his expertise in German policies. And after Pearl Harbor, FDR was sitting in the Oval Office, and they...
Wait a minute. After what? Now we all the way up in Pearl Harbor? Press one. Now we all the way into Pearl Harbor.
They were discussing internment. McCloy was there. And FDR ultimately decided to intern the Japanese. and he looked at McCloy and he winked and said, "We don't want another Black Tom." So the fear of what Black Tom had caused was palpable even 30 years later in the Oval Office following Pearl Harbor.
Finally, in 1953, the newly formed Federal Republic of Germany finally settled the suit.
Now, hold on. The U.S. what?
The newly formed Federal Republic of Germany. Finally, in 1953, the newly formed Federal Republic of Germany. 1953, the newly formed Federal Republic of Germany finally settled the suit and agreed to pay $95 million in damages.
To who? So, wait a minute. I know Said probably, what the fuck, Said? Wait a minute. Let me go back to the Dawes plan. So this is World War I. Oh, yeah. Okay.
It also led to the establishment of domestic intelligence agencies
Look at this.
in the United States.
What? 53?
It also led to the establishment
of Pearl Harbor.
Finally, in 1953, the newly formed Federal Republic of Germany.
The Federal Republic. No such thing as no Federal Republic, you Nazis. There's only the Republic. The Sovereign Republic.
Finally settled the suit and agreed to pay $95 million in damages.
So they agreed to pay $95 million in damages.
It also led to the establishment of domestic intelligence agencies.
Oh, not J.P. Morgan and them.
In the United States, and even influenced U.S. response to military conflict.
Oh, no.
FDR specifically cited the Black Tom incident as part of his rationale for interning hundreds of thousands of Japanese Americans after the attack on Pearl Harbor.
Oh, so they had to do what?
Japanese Americans after the influenced U.S. response to military conflict. FDR specifically cited the Black Tom incident as part of his rationale for interning hundreds of thousands of Japanese Americans after.
Ah, so this is how they became civilized. This is a whole army.
After the attack on Pearl Harbor.
The following day, the New York Times does a front-page story about the explosion.
Wow.
But the Bureau of Investigation claims it was an accident. Some even lay the blame on mosquitoes, saying that the guards had lit smudge pots to ward off bugs, causing the explosion. He sweeps it under the rug, calling it a regrettable incident at a private railroad.
And you listen to these people, they don't even sound like Americans. They don't even sound like true Englishmen. It's like they practice a way of speaking. They do better speaking Russian. It's like you go back in history and everybody except you is like, they learned English. It's not like, I mean, look at his nose. It's like a specific phenotype from Germany and Russia. I mean, he's a German and Russian looking ass president. And Grover Cleveland, William Howard Taft, all these people look like Monopoly men. These look like bankers and shit. So have your presidents, who you think is your presidents, been bankers presidents or whatever the case? We get back to it.
Road terminal. The explosion at Black Tom Island quickly fades from the headlines, and it's wiped from history.
Why?
It took over 60 years to close the books on the case against the Black Tom bombers. Despite the Wilson government's failure to pursue suspicions as to the true cause of the blast.
Of course, Wilson don't want to. He know what this is.
In 1939, a combined German-American commission ruled that Germany needed to pay reparations in the amount of $50 million.
Remember, I had the photo up there of $55 million in reparations? Because that was the initial deal.
Those reparations were finally paid off in 1979.
Get back to it. 424-209-9506. If you want to support the broadcast, go to my Cash App. My cash tag is Gills Gang. Again, my cash tag is Gills Gang. Shout out to Mrs. Shiva for that great donation. She said, thank you for existing. God damn it. So shout out to you, Queen, for that beautiful message. I'm gonna get that a like. And shout out to the people who support these broadcasts on that level. Miss Teresa, Mrs. Bailey, of course. Shout out to Brittany, of course. There's a few other people that donate enough to make this show possible. Shout out to y'all. And see the benefit of knowing this is grander than some that monetized. Because to be honest, I deserve to be a millionaire. Press 1. I need to be a millionaire philanthropist, helping people out. Press 1. So how the reparations? White folks ain't told you they reparations was paid out in 1979. The reparation was paid out when? These ain't 501 checks. Press 1. These ain't 401ks. Wait a minute. Y'all got y'all. Wait a minute. We ain't letting Germany the money to go to war. And when Germany was defeated, they hit your ass with the Trading with the Enemy Act. Now that should make you go, wait a minute. Man, ain't got nothing to do with you going trading of the enemy. Press 1. That's you. That's Ford. That's J.P. Morgan. That's the bankers. Press 1. Oh my goodness. Shout out to Ms. Royal Purple. Press 1. With that contribution, if not higher than Miss Shiva. Shout out to you in that. I don't like to read y'all shit out, but it is what it is. You know, a lot of people think that I lose. Press 1 because they say, Kev, I ain't fucking with your channel or nothing. That's because you wanted something else. You didn't do this from the kindness of your heart. You trying to lead me somewhere. And that path is going to be destruction. It's better if I stay on the court to what I'm doing, and whoever fits in that mode will fit. I'm not the deciding factor of who fits in that mode. I can't see the future. Press 1. The only thing I know is this is the mode because this is the mode I'm setting for my life. Press 1. Anything less is uncivilized. I don't want to hear nothing. Nothing. It was all fun and games just a week ago. You feel me? It was all fun and games. Now it don't take a serious note because, to be honest, a lot of us don't even know what happened in the 1900s that led up to the destruction of you as an individual. Black folk really think they come from Africa when you come from here. You just don't know how the role was reversed. Press 1. You just don't know how the roles was reversed. You get it? Doll's roll. You don't know how the roles was reversed. Bars. You don't know. You had the printing press, which is one of the greatest inventions of communications the world has ever seen. They came and took that, and they turned the printing press against you, called you a monkey, and started producing paperwork that made you the monkey, and made you the black, and turned this into some Jim Crow shit when it's really a real invasion. Coffee and Kush TV, Cairo University, Channel 54. You on the air? What up?
Hey, what's good, Kevin?
Said is in the building. What's up, champion?
Nothing much, man. I'm enjoying the show, man.
Yes, sir.
It goes along with some stuff I found this weekend. I want to drop it on you.
See, that's all I can ask for. Research, because I may take 3 or 4 days off just to recenter my thoughts on what's important. Now, you've been doing the same thing, probably a few other people as well. But go ahead, show us what you found as well.
So, if you and this guy was saying that we were holding German bonds, or the British were holding German bonds, which made them, what was the word you said? I'm trying to put it all together. You said it's the Trading with the Enemies Act, yes, right? So that would make you a criminal under the 13th Amendment, right?
Yes. Now oh my goodness.
So if you're a criminal under the 13th Amendment,
on a massive scale, massive scale,
yes, that makes you susceptible to the 4th Amendment, which would be search and seizure.
Okay.
So if you were found guilty and if you were searched and seized and taken into jail or taken into the concentration camps, that goes down into asset forfeiture. So all of your assets will be forfeited over to the federal government. Yes, sir.
It's like a large RICO. It's like a large RICO, and all your property is now under the federal government. That's why they got us in drugs and criminalized mindset. Go ahead.
So I was looking at, I was trying to figure out what's up with the Corpus Christi and how it ties into the SQV. I hadn't been able to find it yet.
Okay.
But I found another word. It's called a Caesar. A Caesar.
Go ahead.
It's SEISIR. A Caesar. So that's the person that's in possession of land held in freehold. So that makes you a freeman.
So this is where they got the
and
Caesar from. Go ahead. Remember the monkey on Planet of the Apes. What was his name?
The Caesar, bro. It's the Caesar. It's a play on words.
That's
so you
right,
have
sir.
the Caesar and you have the discaesar. So a discaesar is a person that has lost his land. So and that goes into another word which would be deceased. You're dead. You're dispossessed. And it goes to a word dispossessed.
Go ahead.
Yes. You become deceased.
Deceased. Dead.
You're separated from the land.
You're dead in law. You're dead.
Yes, sir.
You're dead.
Yes, sir.
You're oh my goodness, you're right. This is why I love this. Go ahead. Oh my goodness.
So the word Caesar also goes back to Satan or Satan. Satan and Satan.
Go ahead.
So that would make the czars Satan.
It'll make the Pope because he's the Caesar.
Yes.
Satan. Just like Peter, the first Satan of them all.
Yes, sir.
And that's right, sir. Go ahead.
But you know what's crazy about even with Peter too?
Go ahead.
Peter, I was looking at the Cesta QV thing, and the ledger for the Cesta QV is the upside down cross. That would be the bar. The bar is the upside down cross that separates the assets and the liabilities.
What's the upside down cross? Say it again.
It's the bar that separates the private and the public. It's the line that they use to balance the ledger.
So it's an upside down balance sheet.
Upside down cross.
It's like the balance sheet.
Took the kingdom and put it on a balance sheet with the Catholic Church.
And flipped it and inverted it. Inverted the whole system.
Right.
Antichrist.
Right. And pulled it all into a private trust.
That's right.
Or a charitable trust.
A charitable trust in the 14th so it can be given to white people. Foreigners. Yes.
Yes, sir. That's great, bro. I've been waiting for you since this morning, bro. And it's crazy that you just went into all of this same stuff. It's divine, bro. I love you, bro.
It's divine. I love you.
I gotta go, bro. It's cold as fuck out here, bro. I gotta go.
My man, I enjoy your conversation. Thank you, champ. My man said it's cold as fuck out here. He must be on the East Coast somewhere because it's cold. I ain't never felt cold till I hit the East Coast, bro. We us California people too. We spoiled to the motherfucker. We like, oh look, it's cold out here today. It's cold out this bitch. Press one. Did y'all hear it said though? Did you hear it said? I told you. All it takes is the right perspective, the right information, and all of those superheroes is gonna line it up. Press one. If your mind ain't mentally there, just stay put. Don't change the subject. Don't call in and change the subject. It is what it is. See, even said it's like, damn, this goes back to the fourth, but then it goes back to the fifth. See, I told you the amendments is a part of the Constitution. The Constitution is the Bill of Rights made with amendments. The Bill of Rights is there, the part of the Magna Carta. The Constitution is there to limit and restrict the federal government. Press one. Tell them what they can't do. What they amended is, but what did they do? They amended it for themselves as senators and little neo-Nazi folk. Press one. Nothing against them. It's a brilliant idea to usurp the king. It's just that they already knew, for it is written already. Because we have an established kingdom and our belief in the sovereign God to walk us through. They knew this back in the day. They dealt with God in real time. In real time. Press 1. They deal with God in real time. So because you disregarded not only just your own sovereignty, but God's laws, it was given to the hands of the wicked. And here you are. Press 1. Lost until found. Perilous state, drifting about on the water. It's just time to wake up. Believe me, I ain't graduated not one school on this earth. So if I'm telling you it's time to wake up, it's time to wake up. I ain't got no degree at Harvard. I ain't studied at nothing, G. Nothing. So ain't no excuse when it come to knowledge. Y'all niggas know how to make your brain work. When it come to money, press 1. Amanda just posted COVID-19 started as a lab leak in China at the Wuhan Institute of Virology. Press 1. Great post. Great post. Yeah, you adopted democracy when you're adopted into democracy. You have to give democracy back to the federal Nazi party. They have no jurisdiction over non-criminals. You have to give democracy back. That's not yours. You are a free people, a sovereign. Press 1 under the king, under God. This shit is ordained by God. And your unbelief in God is where your problem is, because you separated God with law by imaginary Disney production of what God is. Press 1. Did you know that George and God are synonymous in one? You know, back in the day, they used to say, "Oh, George," which meant, "Oh, God." You got to go back. You dealing with kings and queen ordained by the God himself. Press 1. If God is using kings and queens, and God, you got a book that tells you about redemption and the coming of, that means a king is going to be born. Okay? It's coming. When he say coming in the air and coming on the clouds, that's all through airships. Press 1. And not airships like aliens. Press 1. No, bro. This is ordained awakening of DNA activation. Stupid. Press 1. You ain't thinking these thoughts for nothing. You got to believe in yourself, G. You know what you thinking about. No, nigga, this ain't no dead man religion. No, you dead. And your God is dead. That's why you can't think straight. You don't even know how to pray. Jesus said, pray like this. You praying like you's a grand archbishop or somebody. I'm going to pray for you. Don't pray for me. You going to curse me. You don't even know how to pray. Thank Kev and walk me through. And then this one, Jesus said, pray like this. Our Father. Press 1. How a Christian don't know how to pray? Now, repentance, that's something else. Let me worry about my own repenting and you do you. Press 1. Yeah, you gotta ask for repentance for serving gods of rock and stone and wood and not the living God of Scripture. Press 1. That's where you got it fucked up. We all don't worship the same God. Y'all worship wood and stone. May break my bone, but words will never. Press 1. Y'all, that's y'all, not me. Jesus in the Scripture tells you to stay away from that. Matter of fact, let's keep Jesus out of it. Scripture tells you to stay away from these gods of wood and stones and marble that don't produce nothing. They can't even speak, and you're afraid of them. Press 1. Sticks and stone may break my bone, but word and never. These are words I'm using, G. You know how many Catholics believe the Mother Mary statue is gonna wake up and quit crying blood every week? Guess what? They locked in. They don't know the God of them Scripture is against every God of the Scripture in law is against everything we doing out here. Facts. You told us, and we reaping what we saw our forefathers sown. You know, these are generational decisions, curses. Press 1. These decisions can put your children's children in a dire situation, and you will be long gone, broker, resources gone. The whole foreign, the Bible say the alien came against you. The alien came and risen above you in your own land. That's in the Bible. That's in the Bible. All you got to do is believe in God and know that your history in real life is the same history that's in that Bible. Press 1. The words is a little different because they changed up a lot of words to mean shit that just out there to make you think like bread and bread and bread. Parable. They really messed us up. So that's why God got rid of all of the parables. Press 1. They want you to think that Jesus is going to come back talking to you in parables. No, he's not. There's no more parables, and this is what he meant by it's going to be straightforward. Straightforward. And if you can't deal with it, that's on you. You ain't got enough knowledge to deal with the simplicity of the word, then that's on you. Press 1. On you. Y'all spent your life in the wilderness. I decided I didn't want to do that. I worked hard for my brain to accept this type of knowledge. You don't just wake up one day and just, I got hit in the head with a stick. And now I know. You can't fall down and bump your head to know this. Press 1. God has to put this in your heart and in your mind, and you're going to live it. It's going to show itself through trials and tribulation. And when somebody asks you, how you do that? Not me. Press 1. Not me, that's for sure. You believe in God? That's how I do it. That's how. Press 1. All this other shit is for the birds. 424-209-9506. Where is when Germany attacked America? 424. There should be more men calling in. I'm appalled. And press 1. I'm appalled because here I am teaching this for 2 or 3 years straight. And now we're here at what? Black Tom Island. Press 1. Right here. Big old atomic explosion. Right here on American soil. Never taught in history. Never. You know why? Because then the truth will be resurfaced. Then you got to go back because one of these little white kids, conspiracy theories, going to say, well, that don't make no damn sense. And it might send me a cue. It don't make sense to me neither. Tell me why it don't make sense to you. And he says, well, in 1916, zoom zooms and wham wham. Just watch the conspiracy show. Little white friends gonna tell you, any little white boys gonna tell you everything you need to know, minus the tutorial. Press 1. I like talking to the men so I'll know that they're waking up. Just don't come here because you see these fine ass women in my chat room, and boy are they fine. Press 1. Don't come over here. The boy they fine as hell. Press 1. Press 1. They fine as hell, nigga. Back to my Democratic. They fine as hell. Now you do all this impression. You don't got to go buy shoes at the Cairo University to be cool now. You don't need to go spend $45 on a haircut and a beard trim and none of that, bro. You just put your thinking caps on. 424-209-9506. I got a lot of history to share.
Right now.
But in your wildest dreams.
But if you're not willing to open up, only so far. Open up, nigga. Let me in. Press 1. I said Angela Davis is a white German Russian woman pretending to be African American, telling me about what happened and how we need to stand. These are Marxists. These are socialists and communists who came here by way of steamboats. Press 1. Marcus Garvey, Walter Plecker, and J.P. Morgan. Press 1 over here pumping our fists. I'm black and I'm proud. And look at Angela Davis. She been fighting for us and in the front of these lines since 19. Press 1, you ain't did shit. Press 1, I got a Vibe magazine, Ebony magazine of Aretha Franklin in the 1960s and 1975, around this time, talking about how we lost over 90 million acres of land in the South. Press 1. How blacks lost 90 million. And today I'm doing a show on how 90 million people came over here and got 1 acre apiece. Press 1. I know what Martin Luther King was fighting for. We don't know it all. We all grew up in it. They didn't have the internet. Press 1. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. They didn't have no internet. They was going off of what they knew what clubs, what knowledge of information they was privy to. They can only guess what was being left out and go with the gut. You know what I'm saying? As a man, and made the chips fall where they fall. But I never disrespect King or Malcolm or none of the brothers of the past, even Farrakhan, even down to the point where, brothers is operating out of what they got. You know what I'm saying? A lot of brothers joined the organization because it was a better outcome. It was a better look. You know what I'm saying? It was a better look. So again, X-Men is about what? Martin Luther King. We already know this shit. Malcolm X, where they took these little prototypes, one Magneto versus Professor X. Press one. Where they got this shit from. Telling your stories in history through animation and mutants. Press one. We watching this shit. Cool, man. Don't be like Wolverine. There's a million Wolverines in the hood. You just don't give them the credit. There's a gang of niggas who been shot 9 times and they come back walking up the street. Yeah, cuz, let me hit the blunt. Yeah, cuz. They call me the Cyrax Savage Wolverine. They don't call me Wolverine for nothing. I say them all the time in the hood. Bro, how did you survive that? Sir, brother, what? Sir, you was gone. Yeah. So I'm studying things. What was going on in the 1900s, around 1913, 14, 15, 16? Press one. What floods was going on at these times? What fires was going on? What was going on the West Coast at this time of 1916 when that was going on? Why all these different declassified operations with Japan hitting the West Coast with an atomic bomb? Press one. Why all the fires all over the place? Why all the riots going on and fires breaking out after some sailors and black folk of the towns got into it? Then the whole town was ravaged. Press one. We got to get back. We got to get asked the simple questions if you want the simple answers, because the answers ain't gonna be appealing to your feelings like that. It is what it is, and you will feel that. Wait, that sound, it's a lot more simpler than you think. People was dying in the early 1900s. You got to go all the way back to 1912, 13, 14. You got to do that in your mind and give your people a perspective of who we are based on this time frame. Forget the kings and the queen of the past at this moment, because all information will lead back to the Magna Carta anyway. Oh, never mind time immemorial. Just know that before them, you were sovereigns and freemen. How did you go from sovereigns and freemen to corporate, commercial, indentured slaves by way of communistic ideals? Democracy. Press one. That's where our mind's supposed to be. Not reparations, not how to get free from the federal government. You can't get free from nothing if you can't get free in your mind. Because all of it is metaphysics. Even their control. Metaphysical. It's not real. You got a dead man at the wheel and a person with no soul, no heart. Press one. That's why you ain't getting nothing solved. Y'all looking at these puppets and saying, Joe Biden, help us. This is a person who's for the corporation. Soulless. Heartless. Press one. This is the man who said you can never be redeemed. You can never find your way out of the criminal justice system. There's a war on drugs. And now his son on dope. His son is on the same drug they gave you. Press one. I said his son is on the same drug they gave you and made you a criminal for. Because you don't know. Press one. Because you don't know. These are all sons of Adolf Hitler and shit. You playing around. I have no, press one. I have no, if you a grown man and you can't articulate, then you better learn. Because now ain't the time to be watching idly by. Press one. We study in trust. We studying all this shit. Press 1. And look at the birth certificate trust. 1666. Press 1. The one thing you supposed to be watching out for. Press 1. You worried about the one world government. It already hit your ass. Press 1. The fold evil deception. The New World Order and the United Nations. Birth certificate. Caller. Loss of status. Now you can hear. Now you can. That's right. Coffee and Kush TV. What's your name? Where you calling from?
This is Lita from Cleveland, Ohio.
Talk to me, Mrs. Cleveland, Ohio. What's up?
I started looking at, you said, like, pay attention to what else was going on, like 1960.
Yeah.
And it's, as I'm looking, it says that this is when President Wilson signed the legislation creating the National Park Services. And it's like, this is another thing as part of the...
You said the National Park?
Yeah.
Good job.
National Park Service.
That's how you steal stuff. Go ahead.
Yeah, so then that's right, exactly. That's what they said.
I'm glad you caught that.
This is just so it's like overwhelming. It's like I want to call, I know you're waiting for the men to call, but it's like my mind is just continuously being blown because I can really see it, and especially like me being in Ohio with all these things that's happening, the train derailment, even though I'm not like right close to it. That's near Kentucky. I'm in Cleveland. But still, just the fact that I can actually see the same and stuff that happened in the early 1900s is going on right now. And even in my specific neighborhood in the summertime, I live in a city, and I have, I'm not working anyway, so I can see everything. I see that the Case Western Reserve, they're in the neighborhood, like doing surveys, doing all that, and I wouldn't have been able to see that because what they said. One thing that somebody said
they're called surveyors. This is the same ones who were surveying the land and which stole all of the land in the initial place. There was a lot of young heirs back in the day, 13-year-olds, 10-year-olds, families who went off to war and left their property to them, and they were being surveyed as well. Go ahead.
Right. So now in the city that they actually literally doing that, and then it's just one of the guys, and that's what they do. They try to have people in the neighborhood. They have all these people working, so
that's
it's like you don't really see them because you're used to people doing, whatever they're doing, like, so-called. They have a work truck and put on a little thing, those fluorescent jackets, and then that just makes them legitimate. But I know, and I talked to one of the older guys that don't even live in this neighborhood, because I've been in this neighborhood for 25 years in the same house, so I know my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? So I see people coming out, and then one older guy was raking the leaves in an abandoned house, not abandoned house, but a land, like I'm literally the only house on this, it's a small street. They done knocked down all these houses and all this, and he was doing raking leaves and stuff, and I'm like, why are you doing this? It was one house left, and he's like, I just want to do this. And so I started talking to him, and he just had to tell me the truth that he made a mistake and said, I was working for Case Western Reserve. So my mind immediately went on, and I said, what is the connection? They do all the land. They own the Western Reserve Land Conservatory, own so much land, and it's connected to the Connecticut, what is that? Oh man, he talked about it. It's like so much stuff is all like starting to really, really register. It's the Connecticut, it's about because it changed to Connecticut company. And it's something with, I can't think of it right now, but they're all, the Western Reserve, whatever it started, it used to be the Connecticut company. And it's one of those same companies like the Virginia company started. It was the Connecticut company with the because, I'm here with Rockefellers, the Carnegies. So all of this stuff that I'm right around, I never would have even been thinking about any of this stuff if we wouldn't have been having these conversations. And I can see it. And literally, I can see them trying to do things and have so that they can abandon the houses, tear them down, take the land. Now,
flatten it out, and that's right. Go ahead, sister.
And I also grew up in the projects, okay?
That's right.
So all these projects that I grew up in, anybody familiar with 30th, 55th, all these different areas, I went past there the other day and I seen they were all, not all of them, but on 55th, they're all gone. And I'm like, why are they demolishing these projects? They're just trying to keep the land. And I know like they do contracts, because, you know, corporate America, they always have like 50 out. When I worked at corporate jobs, I'm like, why do they have so long leases and stuff? 50 years, 40 years. It's like, that's how they keep switching over to a different shell company.
There you go. Like, no. You just said it. Let me stop you right there. You just said the greatest trick. This is how what I say, those companies don't exist no more unless you know this one thing. They keep changing their shell companies, therefore hiding the people who were initially. These are the same companies bought by the same individuals. And let's say it's a petroleum oil went out. What, Shell's going to take over? Well, the person, I may own 60% of Shell. So me getting rid of petroleum gas was nothing. We just changed the name, kept it, and that's a way, because there's a jubilee to give the land back every 50 years. So they have to change the name on the corporation owning all of your shit, which is illegal again. But go ahead.
Yeah. So that's basically, I'm like, this is just so amazing. And then when Ted just came and did the legal part, that's why I'm so glad that the men are stepping up, because I know I'm a woman and I do have logic, but like the other day when I called, it's kind of like I have to make sure I stay in my logic mode, because the emotional side of knowing all this and thinking, and then you be like, oh my God, I want to, we nurturing. Oh, we got to save it.
But
but then the men start talking and say, hey, this is the law, this is the 14th Amendment, and it's back to the 5th Amendment.
That's right.
I can roll with that.
Yes.
I can roll with it, and it help me stay on my little track to stay focused and not get into that, because I have those episodes too. Like, oh Lord, oh God, this is overwhelming. But I'm like, okay, we serve a good
Get it together. Yeah, we serve a good God. God is good all the time. It's all about your revelation, and the revealing of this world is scary, because it's what we've been in. It's some scary shit. But in due time, all will be revealed. This is a great topic of discussion. Go ahead.
It is. It's amazing, and I just want to put that in, because when you first started showing the video, I just want to call in. I'm like, oh shoot, wait, listen to some stuff, and make sure that you can call with not just the emotions and something that's solid that other people can see.
That's right.
And hope, because I just pray that more of us can really see this, because this is I cannot believe it. And I'm like, and people would think when I said, no, I'm watching these people. I know God brought me home so I could be here to see these things and see what's going on. And I even confronted that guy and told him, don't come up, because that's what you try to do. Make yourself known in the neighborhood. I've been in this neighborhood, and I'm not like super duper neighborly, but I like my neighbors, hey, how you doing? I'm aware, because I've been just like everybody else. I was going to work, coming home, and, just in your own world. But I look out for the neighbors. Like, I got an older guy over here. I look out for him, even though I'm not hands-on. I know who's supposed to be here. He's working for them. And then as soon as he left from there, later on that night, the last house that was still standing over here, somebody was over there, and they said, oh, they're trying to start a fire.
They're trying to burn it down.
Fire. Like, they did. Yeah. It's gone.
It's gone.
They did that. And I told them when the fire department, and I said, this is one house, the fire department, in my opinion, as part of the order of whatever they're doing.
It's part of the federal government. It would mean order of whatever. It's part of the fucking federal government that's overstepping their boundaries, and the surveyors program. We're on to you, fire department. You ain't just no goddamn hero riding around with the mustache on your face like a damn hero.
Exactly.
No. Your ass up to something.
Then I look. In the city, because, and then this house, God, was so good. One of the guys that came over here that was doing the search, we're surveying all the properties, and da-da-da-da-da. Because I get up and ask. If I see somebody in this neighborhood, I'll call and ask, what are you doing? Why are you out here? Oh, we doing all this land surveys because the city and this and this and that. And then didn't this man come over here 3 days later acting like he was working for another company? I'm like, I just seen you. You just changed the uniform that you had.
That's right.
And here you are coming right here. And then on the city of Cleveland, it was a website that said that they was doing all these surveys and stuff. Who picture do I see there? Him right there with the mayor of Cleveland. I said, oh my God, God is good. Good.
So you're able to see the different connections. It's bigger than even our perceptions, because it's just right outside our perceptions. But studying help us get closer to the understanding and knowing, like, dang, this stuff is real.
Yeah.
You know, so I thank you a lot for
Thank you.
this
I thank all of you guys. Oh my God. I thank you, and have a good day, a blessed day.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much. I enjoy those type of conversations. The one thing the ladies let me know is, like, it's different when we do it, Kev. But when men, like said, just called in, like, and can revert it back, that's the power we bring, the power of understanding law, fella. Press 1, be able to break that. Teach her something she ain't know. Said, you feel what I'm saying? Teach her something she didn't know. She know everything. Teach her something she don't know. Press 1. And she don't know this. She don't know this. You got me? All that shit you niggas are talking, she know that. You running laps over you niggas. Now check this out. 1666. We talking about the trust we were talking about the day before yesterday or a few days ago. Now listen, this is the birth certificate and all this commercial law stuff and things of this nature. Caller, 1 second, please. Things of this nature. So we going from Mr. to Master. Look at this. Sovereignty, all this is withheld. Sovereignty withheld. You're deemed dead at sea. No law, no rights. Press 1. Second 6. Deceived consent to trade. Deceived consent to trade. Trade name corporation. Corrupt canon fire of London. Find out what year the fire of London was. You're going to see 1916. Press 1. And this contradicts God law. Now, this is dealing with bonds of equity. Strawman bond trusts, central banks, and war debts, kids, and abuse profitable. So we've been seeing it in totality, but it's time to start breaking all this down per genre. Okay, so people can get a grand perspective on that. Coffee and Kush, Cavro University, Channel 54. You're on the air. What up?
So I had a question. Hopefully, I'm not jumping too ahead.
I can't hear you. What's your name and where you calling from? And turn the sound down in the background, because I don't know if I'm on speaker or what.
I'm sorry, you in the bed. Hold on. Give me 1 second.
All right, hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you got the birth certificate up right now. I was reading it while she was talking. I had a question about this last week when we were going over the trust that's over there in the top left. Hope I'm not jumping too ahead, but what would be a death certificate if that's the birth certificate?
What would be a death certificate?
Yeah, or is this like a stupid question? I hope it's not.
No. I see it as a ledger, as paperwork to a ledger. I don't. It's the same thing as a birth certificate, because you're coming in dead. So it's just a banking.
Right.
For me, it's like a banker's way, because even though you're physically alive, you're dead. So it's just a continuance. See, the system is ran off of dead people. Dead people need to become alive for it to work. So these dead people names got to stay in position, and we got to have living foreigners to fill these positions. That's all it is. So when you die in this, well, it's international paperwork. When you die, your name is given to a foreigner. This is the genocidal paperwork. This is genocide by paperwork. Paper genocide is to begin the process of weeding you out and weeding them in. The tares and the weeds. Press 1. And you can't, even the Bible says you can't tear up the weeds too fast, because you'll pluck up the tares. Press 1.
Okay, well, all right, I'm fading back in the class.
My man. So it's all in prophecy. It's all weeds and tares brought up together right here. Weeds and tares. And you can't even pluck them up. Go home like that, because it'll destroy you. How many black people be like, no, stop right now. This one, oh my goodness. This must be the end right now. Oh, bro. A death certificate to me is a life certificate and a certificate of pay for a foreigner, because I don't see how they get so much money for being foreigners and we don't get nothing. So we must be weeded out to die or some way on paperwork for they can be weeded in. And the way to do that is dolls. Press 1, you weeded your black ass right up out of sovereignty. Press 1 and into a submissive state. Press 1. So they got a one world universal law, right? All right, that's okay. They got a one world religion, which is Catholicism. All of you guys believe in it. Catholicism made all of y'all religions, okay? There's not a Christian religion on earth. Let me break that down. There's not a Christian is the Christian, not a bunch of Christians run. A Christian is the Christ. That's the Christ. You are not Christ, and you're not a Christian, and you're not none of this stuff. Press 1, this don't turn into an allegorical nothing. You're supposed to be children of Christ, but you children of the Pope. That's who you, children of the law that you follow. Press 1, and then over here, you're dealing with the Federal Reserve within Washington, D.C., and there's many places all over the place, but it's dealing with one world finance. You got one world finance, which you already in, the Federal Reserve, one world religion controlled by the Vatican, which you already in, and the city of London, which we already know insured all of y'all on them goddamn ships. So this is very critical to knowledge and wisdom. You're supposed to be combating this. Where's my white friends and my scholars? What? You're supposed to be combating this. What up, Roderick? They supposed to be combating this, Todd. They can't even combat this. This is very strong information displayed in a way that's so simple yet so entertaining. So you won't be hurt. God is good to us. This is an ordained walk into the future by knowing the past. This is all testimony. I'm not doing nothing wrong, and neither are you by seeing history the way that you see it. This is what happened to you and me, not from a Russian side or a German side. Person asks me, why do you think that way? First thing I'm going to ask them, what's your nationality? Press 1 so I can know how to address a Russian or a German or a Polish person or a person from Norway or Denmark or Sweden. Press 1, just let me know. Who are you? Press 1, because you're going to say these words that's written in the Bible. We are legion. And we are many. Coffee and Kush TV, Cab Rose. Shout out to the people who subscribe to this program. Hey, I thought more men would enjoy this. Not enjoy, but want to take part in this information. Hey, whether you hear or not, Kev is going to get to work. Press 1. Shout out to the women who support this broadcast. Good to hear from you, say it. My man, but we talking about when Germany attacked America. So all these people are from a place that attacked you. And because you believe in an incorporated America, you can't distinguish that these was all Russians and Germans usurping your government, a coup d'etat. Press 1. All those guns they had over there, they took those guns and gave them and deputized and federalized all these white people, and they came and mob rule and hung your black ass. Coffee and Kush TV, Caro University, the best professor on earth. Shout out to the supporters, of course. Go to patreon.com/KevGillsTV to keep